barricades.com.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the third time in 7 seasons the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
I'm hearing a delay somewhere. Where's that coming from?
Your brain.
Well,
It's a little delayed.
It might be a little delayed. The hell? It's a holiday week.
It is.
All I know is while we are working. Good afternoon. It's the Blitz. He's Joe. I'm Jason.
Hello, everybody.
This place is a ghost town, our offices.
Uh-huh.
I imagine a lot of offices are.
Probably.
And tomorrow, everybody's probably going to, hey, go to lunch and get the hell out, right?
Uh-huh.
One of those kind of things. I just saw JJ Perez from Inside Runner Sports tweet out a picture of the line at Costco. I would rather be here at work than in line at Costco or anywhere else for that matter.
Well, tomorrow's going to be worse. Think about that. Tomorrow's going to be worse. And for all the procrastinators like myself, who go to HEB or Costco or your store of choice, it's going to be miserable. I do that. I do it on Super Bowl Sunday. I do it on, name a holiday, and you're behind 100 million people.
Well, and again, everybody's the same way. Pack your patience.
Don't
be that guy. Don't be a Karen.
I mean, what are you going to do? You can't cut in line or, complain about it.
But you don't have to lose your cool either because there's a line. When you realize everybody's there, waited to the last minute, just like you did.
Exactly.
I mean, you see that this time of year, the patience. Everybody else procrastinated just like you. Work in your solitaire. Keep SASportsStar.com handy in your ear. Or actually, you know what? Not in your ear. Be that guy that's blasting our show to everybody in line right now at Costco.
I tell you what, if we had that would increase our listenership about 500% if we just had half the people at Costco right now.
Have you seen our numbers lately?
They're pretty good.
There's not that many people in all the Costcos combined.
I'm just saying.
Well,
it's an untapped market.
The ladies at Costco?
Costco.
I mean, we have not tapped into your Q rating, whatever it's called, with the older ladies in our city.
Well,
you had them at Ken's 5. We didn't bring the old ladies over to 94.1 when you left television.
Well, we could fix that. Well, let's just hang out at Picks on Saturday night.
I mean, we could certainly do that. I mean, we should talk to the bosses here and say, you guys should run TV commercials during Judge Judy and Wheel of Fortune.
Sure.
Try to get that old ladies to listen to us at 2 instead of watching their soap opera.
Except they're not that old anymore.
Well, just because you're catching up doesn't mean they're not that old.
They're saying just the ladies. Doesn't have to be old ladies. The ladies, any kind of lady.
Well, what ladies are watching Judge Judy?
Well, I don't know.
Old ladies.
A lot of people watch Judge
Old
Judy.
ladies.
They can listen.
My mother records Judge Judy.
Does she listen to us?
No, my mom doesn't even know what we do for a living.
Well, now, wait a second, because you told me something off air that she knows now and questioned you about your green bean casserole distaste.
Well, I'm going to blame my brother because my mother does not know. My mother does not watch this show. My mom, I don't think really fully understands what I do for a living.
Well, I don't fully understand what you do for a living.
As long as I keep everybody fooled, I'm doing a good job in that sense. But yes, talking to my mother last night on the phone, since when do you not like green bay casserole? Mom, have you ever seen me actually eat it? No.
Well, you've got the new deal now. Jeff Traylor told us yesterday you put ketchup on it. I can't wait to try that. I'm going to bake my green bean casserole a little longer so the onions are really crispy. That's what he suggested. And then you put a little ketchup on there. I'm in.
I love Jeff Traylor. There's a lot of things. Oh, my buddy Albert. Apparently he's an old lady too. He watches both the Judges shows.
See that? There you go. Now, Judge Judy's pretty salty.
She is.
So I like that.
Yeah.
She's a little salty. I haven't seen that in a while.
Well, because you're not an old lady.
It's funny, though, that you say that because my daughter's in town from Colorado.
Uh-huh.
A couple of the grandkids. And so last night after the kids went to bed, we're scrolling around YouTube watching old Saturday Night Live stuff. And the people that did impersonations of people that were actually on the show. And Judge Judy was one of them.
Really?
Yeah. And so it was kind of comical.
So your daughter rolls into town and you watch old Saturday Night Live at home?
That was fun.
Oh, well, there was a great football game last night.
It was after the football game, Minix. I actually watched that football game.
Because you stayed up late?
I did. I didn't go to bed till, it must have been 11:30.
Oh, wow. You stayed up really late.
Crazy.
Really late.
I did. I saw those dropped balls last night by the Kansas City Chiefs.
Good Lord.
Yeah. It was terrible.
The Kansas City drops sounds like a bad band name, but in reality, you just wonder with all the teams, will it bite them? I mean, Philadelphia won another game, and again, give them all the credit. They find ways to win games that you go, how did they pull that one out? I mean, between the drops, the red zone turnovers by Kansas City, Kansas City's got to feel sick. I mean, those drops are, Kelsey fumbling in the red zone, a red zone interception by Mahomes, Dak stepping out of bounds. I mean, Philadelphia sitting there with
charmed.
Well, and you go, Philadelphia, they lost to Zach Wilson and the Jets. Make it make sense.
It makes no sense, but they've only lost once.
Yep.
And they're way ahead of everybody else. And that did not do the Cowboys any favors last night with Philadelphia finding a way to win that football game. Eagles still 2 games up. Really 2.5, I guess, right? Since at the moment they have the tiebreaker.
Yeah.
So I don't know, man. Philly looks tough. I saw a stat and I was reading it to you. Jalen Hurts.
Uh-huh.
And now I can't remember the number. Was it 13 in a row?
Regular season
games he has won over teams with a winning record.
Okay.
That's pretty good.
It is great, but what does it mean?
Well, it means nothing.
He lost in the biggest game against a team with a winning record.
Gee, but he was there, you know?
Well, he was there.
He was there.
And therein lies the inequities in judging your talent. Because anytime, if there was a Dak Prescott stat like that was regular season only, you would say, who gives a damn? What has he done in the postseason?
Exactly. And I will say the same for Jalen Hurts. Who gives a damn? Although he has done something in the postseason.
Well, he's lost a Super Bowl.
Well, he got there.
Well, all right, but
he actually
even if Dak were to get there and lose,
game.
You would say, see, he can't win the big game.
Yeah, whatever.
I mean, he gets judged so differently.
Dude,
if he wins one, it's, well, you got to win 2.
I have told
you gotta win 3.
on numerous occasions.
It's okay to say that in August and November.
All Dak has to do is get to the Super Bowl.
That's not good enough,
I'm
and you know it.
serving drinks at the Roo Pub.
Well, you're serving drinks regardless. I mean,
no.
let's face it.
No, only if
you're
Dak
actually
gets
not serving. Yes, if Dak gets into where?
Just has to get to the Super Bowl. Doesn't have to win it.
All right, so to reiterate something that Joe said a long time ago, and correct me if I get some of this.
I will. I will.
But Joe is going to wear a Dallas Cowboy cheerleader outfit.
Yeah.
I don't know if Chip will actually allow this at the Roo Pub because I don't know that anybody wants to see you in a Dallas Cowboy cheerleader outfit.
A lot of people want to see that.
I really don't think so. But if the Cowboys just get
there,
the
they don't
Super
have
Bowl,
to win.
Now, I believe when we did this, or you were saying this earlier, it was to the NFC Championship
No.
game.
See, that's you and Pledge. You change the rules here. You hear what you want to hear.
We don't change the rules.
It is the Super Bowl, just to be clear.
All right. I mean, if you want to change it up, because I really want to make this as difficult as possible, so I don't see you in those little white shorts.
Well, just Super Bowl, because the Cowboys they're allergic to that.
Well, the curse of Jimmy
has
been lifted. So, I mean, and he's going to serve drinks at the Roo and dance on the bar.
Yeah, I mean, it's just that simple, and I feel very confident that I'm never going to have to do that. The other thing I had to do today, Jason, which makes me a little salty, I'm really a little salty today.
Why?
See, a couple of tweets, all the Dak defenders out there, and I'm just scrolling along, just minding my own business. Dak only has 6 interceptions. Jalen Hurts has 10.
Yeah.
Oh, and then there was another one, how the head-to-head between he and my simple response is, yeah, that's great. Eagles are 9-1.
They are.
And I don't understand why Dak defenders have to think that they have to send out tweets like that saying how much better Dak Prescott is than Jalen Hurts. It doesn't really matter.
It really doesn't, except for he is judged differently than others. He won the NFC East last year and led the league in interceptions.
He's 7-3.
And he got hammered for it.
Hasn't beaten a winning team this year.
He hasn't. I mean, he hasn't.
So I'm just saying all of those things.
But last year, all the interceptions, even in wins, were a big problem for everybody that Dak was throwing interceptions, even when they were winning games. Because, eventually it's going to bite him in the ass.
And it did.
And it did.
It did.
But Jalen Hurts doesn't get criticized for being careless with the football like Dak Prescott was.
Look, I will say.
And this year, I think, why don't we give Dak any credit for taking care of the football, being the highest graded quarterback by Pro Football Focus to this point in the season? But he's 7-3.
He's got all the credit in the world. That's fantastic. He's 7-3. He's 2 games behind the Philadelphia Eagles.
He is.
2.5 actually. If you want to.
Yeah,
I guess it's 2.5.
Wait till Thursday. They say, damn it, Garcia. That's literally his name on YouTube.
Damn it, Garcia.
Cowboys beating mediocre teams right now. We all know Dak isn't clutch. He can't beat actual winning teams.
Well, I mean, this year that's actually factual. So
I mean, to this point,
it's factual. And they can't even get right on Thanksgiving Day.
What do you mean?
Well, Washington doesn't have a winning record.
Yeah.
And they'll win that game.
And they'll win that game.
And then they've got Seattle, and Seattle may not have a winning record by that time.
Exactly.
They've got San Francisco coming up.
Did the Chargers have a winning record when they played?
No, they didn't.
The Giants, the first game of the year.
Yeah, they were 500.
And when they beat the Jets, they had a winning record when they beat the Jets. The Jets were 1-0 when the Cowboys beat them.
Okay. All right. Fair enough.
But hey, don't let facts get in the way of your story.
Fair enough. Dak, my apologies, my friend. You have beat a team with a winning record with the MILF Hunter in charge. That was beautiful.
They were 1-0 and they knocked off the Bills, who a lot of people thought were a Super Bowl team.
Yes. And they still might be.
The Bills?
Yes.
They could be.
They could be.
They could be.
Dallas will see them soon.
Yeah. Man, we got a lot to get into today. Coming up at about 2:35, Mike Craven from Texas Football is going to join us. He's got an article today detailing the leading candidates for that Texas A&M job. What is he hearing about how Jeff Traylor fits into the mix? We'll talk with Mike coming up at 2:35. Speaking of teams with losing records, the Spurs losing streak now at 9 in a row. But Pop's happy.
Jeez.
We'll dive into that next here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. You're thinking about where to watch all these games this week. The Rue Pub there at 281 in Redland Road will be open Thursday at 3:30 for the Cowboys game. Their kitchen will open up at 7 o'clock on Thursday. And then, of course, Friday, you've got all the Black Friday games, NFL, college football. Then you get into the weekend, and there's no better place to go watch the games than at the Rue Pub there at 281 and Redland Road with those 3 massive 170-inch screens, TVs all around. And, by the time the Cowboys kick off on Thursday, you're going to be tired of family. You need to get out of the house. You need to go somewhere and drink a cold beer because family, well, you're going to need to get away. Get into the Rue Pub there at 281 and Redland Road. They do have happy hour weekdays from 11 to 6. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and the best place to watch a game. The Rue Pub next to the Angry Elephant, 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Rue.
It's Dallas Cowboys football on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Gobble, gobble. It's a Thanksgiving tradition. The Cowboys collide with the Commanders in an NFC East battle at 2:30.
Micah Parsons is on the ball.
And he's still alive.
He's still running to the goal line.
Presented by AA Best Bail Bonds, the law office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chancla, Ewald Kubota, Mother's Window Tint, Woods Comfort Systems, and 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Hi, I'm Henry Winkler. My eyes are very important to me. My eyes connect me with things I love. I loved my late father-in-law dearly. He always lit up a room, but his vision dimmed with age. He had age-related macular degeneration, or AMD. And since partnering with Apellis, I've learned there's an advanced form of the disease called geographic atrophy, or GA. His struggle with vision loss made me want to help others know about GA's warning signs. For some, straight lines seem wavy, like when looking at a door frame. For others, blurry or missing spots can make it hard to read or see loved ones' faces. Many have trouble seeing in low light, making driving at night difficult. GA gets worse over time and cannot be reversed. If you've been diagnosed with AMD and notice vision changes, don't wait. Talk to your eye doctor about GA today. Learn more at GAWon'tWait.com. That's GAWon'tWait.com.
This is the story of a very special woman. In a matter of seconds, she turned herself into a great mathematician or an entrepreneur. Her knowledge was limitless and still is. She could also make monsters disappear, especially those that lurked in the shadows under the bed. Once, this woman put back together a teenage girl's broken heart, which had been shattered in 1,000 pieces, just by giving her a bear hug. She masqueraded as a regular person at work, but as a superhero at home. Everyone knows her as Gabriella. I still call her Mom.
Your hero needs you now, and AARP is here to help. Find the care guides you need to help, complete with tips and resources at aarp.org/caregiving. A public service announcement brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
There's never any FOMO with the iHeartRadio app. You won't ever have to miss out on your favorite shows and contests with this radio station again. Radio 24/7, 365. We're here when you want us. Stay connected and listen anywhere when you download the free iHeartRadio app.
When you need auto parts, O'ReillyAuto.com is just a click away. Order online and pick up at your local store. Visit O'ReillyAuto.com.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Life moves fast. No one has time for a car, truck wreck, or commercial vehicle accident. At Davis Law Firm, we get it. When you call the force, you don't have to worry about insulting offers from insurance adjusters, property damage, or car rental. With over 25 years experience, we have secured important verdicts and settlements, some in the millions of dollars. I'm Jeff Davis. If you were in a car, truck wreck, or hit by a commercial vehicle, call me at 444-4444. You got it. There's only one number to remember. 4. Attorney consultation by appointment only. Davis Law Firm, San Antonio. Davis Law Firm is a proud official partner, personal injury attorney of the San Antonio Spurs.
Score early this NFL season with FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook. Right now, new customers get $150 in bonus bets with any winning $5 moneyline bet. That's $150 if your team wins. If you've been thinking about joining FanDuel, there's no better time to get in on the action. The app is so easy to use. There's a wide range of betting options, spreads, player props, over-unders, and more. So visit FanDuel.com/win and kick off the NFL season. That's FanDuel.com/win. FanDuel, official partner of the NFL.
Must be 21 plus in President State where lawful to wager. FanDuel is offering online sports wagering in Kansas under an agreement with Kansas Star Casino LLC. First online real money wager, only $5 pregame moneyline wager required. First online real money wager, only $10 first deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire 7 days after receipt. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit fanduel.com/RG in Colorado, Iowa, Michigan, New Jersey, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Illinois, Kentucky, Tennessee, and Virginia. Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT-STEP to 53342 in Arizona, 1-888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org/chat in Connecticut. 1-800-9-WITH-IT in Indiana, 1-800-522-4700. Visit KSGamblingHelp.com in Kansas. 1-877-770-STOP in Louisiana. Visit mdgamblinghelp.org in Maryland. Visit 1-800-GAMBLER.net in West Virginia or call 1-800-522-4700 in Wyoming. Help is here. Visit gamblinghelpma.org or call 1-800-327-5050 for 24/7 support in Massachusetts or call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY in New York.
Check out the Jim Rome Show, weekdays at noon.
If you're San Antonio, there are benefits that come along with it. I will cut you the front of the line. We're going to hype the return.
On 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. You know, with games coming up on Thursday in the NFL, make sure you get your picks in.
Oh, that's
at
right.
SASportsStar.com. Our A-Awesome Tickets Pro Football Pick'em Challenge. End of the year, grand prize winner gets $1,000 worth of tickets from A-Awesome Tickets. Weekly winners get a $50 gift card to Five Oaks Ace Hardware over on Thousand Oaks.
Well, that reminds me, are we going to do our prime picks tomorrow?
We are.
All right. Got a little catching up to do. None of us did very well last week.
No.
Got to get in there. Time's running out.
Time is running out. I'm going to say time's running out for the Spurs. There's a lot of basketball left. But even Wemby's French national team coach is not happy with what he is seeing from his, I guess, former player. Kens5.com has an article that they have repurposed from Basket News, where the French national coach very critical of what he has seen from Wemby so far.
Interesting.
It is, and I appreciate the honesty from what's his name, Vincent Collet.
Collet.
Oh, is that Collet?
I have no idea, but it probably is.
Collet. Sounds better, but you know, since we're in San Antonio, it's Collet.
Cool it.
How would Judge Judy say it?
Cool it.
Yeah, something like that. He says what disappoints me is his shooting percentage. Various factors at play, he says, quote, including how he's assisted by his teammates. They should be providing him with more opportunities for easier baskets, which could boost his shooting percentage. Well, I don't know. So this coach wants to use him in a pick and roll? Is that what I read out of that? Well, I would.
Sure. Well, I mean, why not? The guy's 7'4" last time I checked, isn't he? Although he doesn't set very good screens. We've seen that early on in the season. He's not very good at that. So that's something he's got to learn. And it's just a difference of the NBA and where he played before.
France.
Yeah, that place. So you've got there's a learning curve there. But what I say upset about, what I'm baffled about is the guy keeps taking 3-point shots. Taking them.
Well, his French coach, Collet, whoever, does talk about his decision-making needs to be better. And you look at, I mean, guy's averaging 18.6 and 9.1 rebounds, almost 3 blocks a game in 30 minutes. But the 3-point shot just really, it hasn't been there yet.
It's not falling.
I mean, at the rim, he is shooting 74%. From inside the 3-point line, he's about 50%. He's shooting 27 from 3. Only 39% between 10 and 16 feet away from the rim. And I'm with this guy. Get him some pick and rolls early. Let him get confident. See the ball go in the basket. Get him going. And then if he wants, I would like to see him go inside out as opposed to outside in.
He's not a center, Jason.
Well,
he made that very clear.
He's not.
He's not a center. He's a guard, I think. Is that what he said? Or a small forward?
I mean, he's, you know.
And obviously, Pop, whatever you want, Wemby.
And they lose again in the observation phase of Project Wemby.
Whatever the hell that is.
Yeah, we're just going to watch and learn. We're going to watch and see where we think we need to go after they have an idea of what he is.
Okay.
They lost their 9th straight game last night. And it wasn't even close. They were blown out again at home. Yep.
By a bunch of misfits.
Yep. Pop is happy.
I'm totally pleased with the game. Nobody likes to lose, but I thought their competitiveness and their execution were good against a very good, very talented, very well-coached team. So I'll sleep well and look at the film. We'll continue tomorrow. But I liked a lot of things that I saw.
I'd sleep well too, Pop, because you're making a ton of money and you can't be fired. So why wouldn't you sleep well?
Well, I think wine helps with that.
Well, I mean, why wouldn't he, though? There's no chance of him getting fired. He makes a ton of money. I mean, it doesn't really matter.
We're not tanking this year, though.
Well, are we not? Or does the team just suck?
Well, they just suck right now. I mean, right now. I mean, you know, whatever Greg Popovich is looking for, apparently he is seeing enough of it. And again, last night's game, and I was kind of going back and forth, and it was on the second TV in the living room because I was watching Monday Night Football. But when I was flipping back and forth, I didn't like what I was seeing. I flipped back. I mean, it just, I feel bad for those people that spent bukus of dollars to get season tickets this year for Wemby, and that's the product that they're getting.
I've seen a lot of people on the social saying, man, we should have waited till next year to buy tickets, and especially as expensive as they are. Look, everybody was excited about Wemby coming in. Everybody was excited, that this team would turn the corner. We went through last year, what we had to go through, and all the tankers are very happy that it happened. But what I don't understand is a couple of things. The observation phase, I'm not sure what that means. I really am not sure what that means or what Pop is looking for. And the other guys, I keep hearing, well, it's a young team. And they are young, the youngest team in the NBA. However, when you got your two other stars that have been here for 4 years, I mean, how many years does it take before you're, not still learning or not still, doing what you're supposed to do?
They're a young team age-wise.
Well, because of Wemby.
But they're not. Well,
the average brings that way down when you're 19 years old.
Jeremy there, but they're not yet. I mean, yeah, so the youngest team age-wise, they can't go to a bar after the game. Like, James Harden gets a couple of days in San Antonio. So, the strippers in town are going to have a happy Thanksgiving. I mean, they're going to make all their Christmas money with James Harden in town.
No doubt.
With so much free time, right?
We appreciate the help, James.
Our guys can't go. They're over at Chuck E. Cheese because they can't get into any bar, right? But they're not the youngest team experience-wise, are they? Because you got guys that have multiple years in the league, but they haven't learned how to win. Keldon Johnson is an elder statesman on this team, really, in a lot of ways. And his leadership role during this losing streak, how is he embracing that?
Yeah, but as a leader, I would make sure that we have that reinsurance that we know that tough times will last season, and just because we got a rough patch now doesn't mean we're gonna have a rough patch, in the near future. So, I'm very confident in my team, my coaches, and all our support system that. When the tide does turn, we stay level-headed and we keep working on the things that we need to work on that put us in a situation to be successful and get wins.
Yeah, be careful, Keldon. This is about the time when the Spurs get rid of you. Derek White, I don't know, DeJounte Murray. It's about that time after, you sign a big contract. And in this about the time. So I'd be careful, Keldon. You might want to start playing better.
Well, I mean, Keldon's not playing awful. He's not.
Yeah, well, he's not. There's just nobody around. This team has no players, none. And I keep, this guy's good. I like his game, and this guy, I'm sick of that crap.
Well, now wait a minute. In the summertime when I said everybody's tradable except for Wemby, and there's not a non-tradable guy on this team last year. I was told, well, you can't get rid of Keldon. You can't get rid of Vassell. You can't get rid. I mean,
those two guys, you can't. And that's what I said.
They can.
For what?
Well, I mean, I was at the time willing to trade anybody and everybody for Dame Lillard. With again, going back in time when he was available, because the Spurs add a veteran guy like Dame with Wemby, and we're not on a 9-game losing streak, and the approach is different.
Well, there's no question about that, but that's obviously not the direction that the Spurs wanted to go in. All I'm saying is, look, and I said that earlier because I thought Keldon, that this would be the year that he would step up and be, one of those guys. Devin Vassell, if he can stay on the court, maybe he will be, but the guy's hurt all the time.
Yeah.
And so it's frustrating to go through what fans of this team went through last year, and the expectations a hell of a lot higher. Hell, poor Rudy's going to lose his house, for goodness sake, for betting on the over. And I feel bad for Spurs fans.
Rudy got a new blanket today. He'll be fine.
He's all right.
He'll at least be warm.
He may need it
while he's homeless.
It's frustrating. And I'm not the only one that's frustrated. But what makes it more frustrating is the fact that Pop comes out after the game, after the Spurs again get beat by 30, and says, I'm pleased with the effort.
Totally pleased with the game.
Yeah.
How are you totally pleased with that crap that we witnessed last night?
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I don't know. So who's going to be the next head coach at Texas A&M? Mike Raven from Texas Football Magazine has an article today where he has dug through all the sources he can to get some insight on what he is hearing. So what is he hearing about Jeff Traylor? We'll dive into that next as Mike Craven joins us here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It's R&R in the morning.
Wednesday on R&R in the morning. I sit with James Pleasure as we take you into a long holiday weekend. The Spurs get back into action. Can they get off the schneid? Is 9 straight enough? Or will he that cannot be named get one more win against Pop? Oh, by the way, the Cowboys get the Commanders on Thursday. We'll get you ready for everything you need for a fine Turkey Day. Party starts at 6.
It's your wake-up call. R&R in the morning, 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Have you or a family member been arrested? The law office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chancla, can help regardless of the legal battle you are facing, personal injury or criminal defense. Attorney Jesse Hernandez and his team are ready to fight for you. Calls are answered 24 hours a day and 7 days a week. Call 210-807-8656 or visit jessehernandezlaw.com. That's 210-807-8656 or jessehernandezlaw.com. The law office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chancla.
Nigel, why is there a giant turkey standing on my desk?
That's Harold.
Well, then whisper these words, Nigel. Deep fried. From all of us at Quarter Moon Plumbing, Heat, and AC, we hope your Thanksgiving is filled with food, family, and fellowship. We couldn't ask for a better community to be a part of. So thank you, and happy Thanksgiving from all of us here at Quarter Moon Plumbing, Heat, and AC. Quarter Moon Plumbing, Heat, and AC, 651-5899.
License number M16004, TACLA 000743458.
If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747 or online at my. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, you're in the red zone for every college rivalry and divisional matchup all season long. On game day, you never have to decide which teams to watch, only what combination of bites, burgers, wings, and more to order. Plus, where else are your favorite draft beers always poured at a frozen 29 degrees? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
We take whiskey seriously. Taste the difference of a hand-selected bourbon at your local lodge, like the Twin Peaks Buffalo Trace Barrel Select.
Football season means grilling season, and Five Oaks Ace Hardware on Thousand Oaks is your one stop for all your tailgating and home gating needs. With one of the best grilling sections, Five Oaks Ace Hardware has a huge selection of Traeger, Weber, Big Green Egg, and Blackstone, plus all your grill accessory needs with over 300 spices and rubs, over 20 brands of charcoal, wood chips, pellets, and everything you need for tailgating or home gating. Five Oaks Ace Hardware on Thousand Oaks near Jones Maltzberger.
Black Friday is now a game day. The Dolphins take on the Jets in the first ever Black Friday NFL game. Stream for free only on Prime. Black Friday football. Dolphins versus Jets. Coverage begins this Friday at 1:30 p.m. Eastern. Only on Prime. Restrictions apply. See Amazon.com/watch Black Friday football for details.
Get ready for holiday feast season with Pepto-Bismol.
Uncle Derek's here with his famous fried turkey. Hey, Aunt Mary brought the mac and cheese. Donna's here with the potato salad.
Pepto-Bismol provides fast 5-symptom relief for unexpected stomach upsets. So enjoy the holidays. Pepto has you covered, no matter who made the potato salad.
When you have nausea, heartburn, indigestion, upset stomach, diarrhea.
Pepto-Bismol. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
For over a decade, SimpliSafe has revolutionized home security, and our latest advancement is here, 24/7 LiveGuard protection, only from SimpliSafe. Now, monitoring agents can see and speak to intruders through our new indoor camera to help stop crime in real time and for fast police response. Get 20% off any new system with Fast Protect monitoring at simplisafe.com/radio. Advanced home security, 24/7 professional monitoring for less than $1 a day. There's no safe like SimpliSafe.
Hi, what brings you to the clinic today?
Oh, the baby's not feeling well. I think she might have a fever.
Well, let's check her temp with the Exergen thermometer. You're right. These Exergen thermometers are very accurate. Reads 101.2.
Oh, gosh. Well, that Exergen thermometer sure is fast and easy to use.
Yes, and many doctors recommend Exergen for home use.
Exergen thermometers, backed by over 100 clinical studies, are available at Walmart and participating retailers. Learn more at Exergen.com.
It's the Awesome Tickets Pro Football Pick'em Challenge on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Your shot at $50,000 nationally, while weekly winners locally get a $50 gift card to Five Oaks Ace Hardware on Thousand Oaks. At the end of the season, locally, the best overall record wins the San Antonio Grand Prize of $1,000 worth of tickets to any event from Awesome Tickets. Sign up today at sasportstar.com.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He is Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. Saw a tweet this morning that said, spent yesterday talking to more people than I'd like to find out who the top targets are at Texas A&M. A lot of different opinions, but here are the 5 names I heard the most from #Gig'em Sources. That was a tweet from Mike Craven from Texas Football, senior writer at Dave Campbell's Texas Football magazine, and he joins us now on the Buyers Barricades guest line. Mike, appreciate you taking the time. So you talked to more people than you'd like to yesterday. Were they as all over the place as I would think they are?
Yeah, that's kind of been the interesting thing about this coaching search so far, is you usually start hearing 3 or 4 of the same names after a week or so, but depending on who I talked to, I would hear 3 or 4 names, but it would be different names. And so it's been hard to wrangle. I'd imagine there's a lot of different opinions in the room. It'll be interesting to see kind of what ends up winning out here in this search.
Yeah, Mike, you're right. I think everybody has their favorite, right? And everybody wants to see this guy or that guy do it. I guess the 2 most consistent, Elko and Jeff Traylor. The guy from Arizona, Fish, I guess, is a new name as far as I'm concerned. When you talk to people, are they giving you an indication of what kind of guy they want?
Yeah, I think one of the things Ross Bjork said in his press conference that stuck out to me is trying to find their RC Slocum. And, I took that as somebody who understands the culture and community and the specificity of that A&M job. It is unlike most jobs. It's a great job, but it is different than a lot of jobs, just because of that community and what they want out of their head coach. Mike Elko was there, and he was there during the good times of the Jimbo Fisher era. And then Jeff Traylor's kind of an honorary graduate of that school, right? I mean, he's from East Texas. He's led Gilmer. He knows a lot of the guys that have been in and out of that program. And so I think culturally those two seem like really obvious fits, and it's why we've heard their name from the very beginning.
Mike Craven from Dave Campbell's Texas Football magazine joining us here on the Blitz. When I look at the list and what you have published today at TexasFootball.com is Jed Fish at the top, Jonathan Smith from Oregon State, Elko, Lance Leopold at Kansas, and then Jeff Traylor. When I think about everything that I've heard from Ross Bjork to having relationships with high school coaches in the Texas, having ties to the university, Elko does, but 3 years as a DC for Jimbo, everything points to the description Bjork gives is Jeff Traylor, except for Jeff Traylor is at UTSA, a non-Power 5 school. And Aggies will say he's not a big enough name for the job in College Station. Where do you think Jeff Traylor ranks as far as a legitimate candidate for the job?
I think he's in the top 5, but I'd imagine he's closer to 5 than to 1. I think some of the head coaches out in the Pac-12 are ahead of him right now. I think Jed Fish is above him on that list. Kalen DeBoer is another name that was thrown around a lot to me. The problem with that is if they beat Oregon in the Pac-12 championship game, well, now that timeline brings him to not being available, until January if he's available or interested in the job then. So, I think Traylor is behind some of those, kind of quote unquote Power 5 head coaches that are in the race here. And I don't know if that's a Ross Bjork thing or if that's kind of more of the donor base and the bigger guys kind of there making that decision behind the scenes. But the thing working against Traylor is obviously that he hasn't done it at a Power 5 school yet.
Well, and that's going to hurt him. And that's what and you listen to Aggies. Mike, when you know that that'd be a disaster for A&M when they're talking about Jeff Fisher, and I've heard that over and over again. Then you hear some that say, well, the guy has won everywhere he has been, and so it would change the culture at Texas A&M. A guy like Jedd Fisch, though, from Arizona, and I know he's done some remarkable things at Arizona, but he's kind of a new name. What is it about him that you think is attractive to Texas A&M?
I think he's taken something and made it better, you know, and A&M feels like they have a lot in place right now to be good. You know, the three things you need in modern football to win are resources, recruiting landscape, and fan support. And A&M has all of those things, and they have a pretty good roster as well. And so when you look at Jedd Fisch, I think their argument would be like, wow, look how quickly he's turned around Arizona. He's a solid recruiter. If we get him at A&M with the resources that we have and the talent level that we have, his offense will take us to that next step. I don't know if he's as proven as some of these other coaches on the list, but a lot of the people I talked to yesterday are big fans of his and think he has a lot of momentum here. Now, the tough part about covering coaching carousel stuff is your opinion versus what you're being told, and like how to balance kind of how you see a candidate versus what you're seeing from a candidate. Like, I don't know if Jedd Fisch would be atop my list if I was making the decision at Texas A&M, but he definitely seems to be atop of a lot of people's lists that are making the decision.
Yeah, you know, it's so interesting when you start looking at and the different things that you're hearing, and then you've got to trust that Texas A&M does the right thing. And there's a lot of people that will say, well, yeah, that's not good because they're going to go for a big name, but none of these are massive names, you know, which is a little surprising. Now, some of the bigger names that started to be talked about when Jimbo was let go, though they're not in the mix anymore. And I wonder how much of that is because of public statements that Ross Bjork has made about the structure of the next head coach's contract, a little bit more incentive based as opposed to guaranteed, because he did give Jimbo Fisher the worst contract in the history of college sports.
Yeah, they're going to be a little bit safer there, and that may prevent them from just like going and making the splash hire, like going and giving Dan Lanning $12 million just to money whip the situation. But I do think that there's still a chance out there that a big name splash hire gets made. It's just up to those coaches if they want kind of a new start. Like Dabo Sweeney is a name that's been thrown around, and if he would want to leave Clemson because he feels like he's tapped it out there, and you know maybe A&M would give him kind of more resources, more access to recruits to catch back up to Alabama and A&M. Another name I've heard thrown around is Ryan Day. If he loses to Michigan here in a couple of days, loses the third straight, and feels like Jim Harbaugh has passed him up in the Big Ten, you know, there may be a mutual parting of the ways where he doesn't get fired, but he quits, and now he's on the market, and A&M would absolutely see if he would be interested in the Aggie job. So I wouldn't close the book too quickly on the big name stuff. There's just obvious reasons why a lot of sources are maybe counting on the more realistic names more so than the big swing home run names.
Well, you know, Mike, that brings up an interesting question then, because I saw that Ross Bjork said something to the effect that this contract is going to be more incentive laden than it is guaranteed money. And I think that might make a difference with some of the big names, not to mention the fact that I'm hearing that after the LSU game, there could be an announcement pretty quick.
Yeah, I do think you fire a coach 2 weeks before the season because you want to have a new one in place right after it. You know, with the portal being a new part of college football and with the early signing period being such a big part of college football, it's hard to wait until January. If you wait until January, you might not have a roster left, and that would definitely hurt 2024. And if we're being honest, you know, that the Aggies really feel 2024 is important because that game against Texas is coming up. They feel like their roster is there, and they just want somebody to be in place early enough to keep as much of it together as possible, to keep the recruiting class together as possible, and go win in 24. And I think that's why, you know, a DeBoer at Washington may be a long shot, or a Dan Lanning has kind of dropped out of the race a little bit. Is Mike Norvell even at Florida State? Those guys aren't going to be available when you'd want them to be available. I think that's why Dabo Sweeney and Ryan Day's name has kind of stayed floating around, as those guys, if Ryan Day was to lose to Michigan, he obviously wouldn't be in the college football playoff. Dabo's not going to be in the college football playoff. So those make a little bit more sense, but I think it's more likely it's one of the five I put in the story than kind of one of those big splash things.
Mike Craven from Dave Gamble's Texas Football Magazine here on the Blitz. Obviously we're in San Antonio. A lot of UTSA fans are listening, anticipating what Jeff Traylor ultimately does because, as you've probably seen and read, he has sidestepped every question about the job search to the point not even confirming that he had the interview and, some of the things that he said on our show yesterday, all that kind of stuff. And I look at what Jeff Traylor has done at UTSA, and when he took over the program where it was and where it is now, a former Big 12 Recruiter of the Year, he seems to check all the boxes except for he hasn't been a head coach at a Power 5 school. As you're talking to people, what are there other negatives besides that you're hearing about Jeff Traylor that probably is going to make some UTSA fans happy?
Yeah, no, I mean, there's not many negatives for Jeff Traylor. And I think people who understand football at the highest level at A&M don't have any of those questions about Jeff Traylor. If you win, you can win. I mean, Lance Leipold's shown that. He won in Division III. He's winning at Division I. Chris Kleinman's showing that. Jeff Traylor, even Joey McGuire, even to an extent, is showing that. Brian Kelly has there are so many coaches who have shown if you can win at one level, you're likely to win at another one. There's not many negatives for Jeff Traylor. I'm a UTSA grad, and these are part of the things about being. If you're a G5 football fan, you're in one of two modes at all time. You're either wishing your coach was fired, or you're nervous that somebody's going to come hire your coach. You'd rather be in the second group, and that's where UTSA is right now. And it's just part of the process. If Traylor finds a better job or a bigger job or one that he likes, you get $7-8 million and you go hire the next guy and you hope to do it again. That's kind of where you're at. USC or Oklahoma lost their coach to USC. Notre Dame lost their coach to LSU. Everybody can get guys, especially at the G5 level. So it's just it's part of it. But I think for UTSA fans, it's still kind of a new thing. This is the first time one of their coaches has ever been sought out in this kind of way. So it kind of comes with the territory that there's some growing pains in terms of understanding how the coaching search thing happens behind the scenes.
Yeah, I find it interesting. Some of the other guys that you mentioned, especially these guys from the Pac-12, some of these schools that are going to go to the Big Ten next year. Do you think that makes a difference in any interest that any of those guys might have in going to a Texas A&M?
Oh yeah, for sure. Jonathan Smith at Oregon State is a name I've heard a lot over the last couple of days. And, he's at his alma mater. He was a quarterback at Oregon State, but Oregon State's getting left out of the dance. And that's not on Oregon State. That's on television execs. And, I'm sure y'all have covered plenty of that kind of stuff. But I think one of the reasons he's been talked about is he's probably not going to stay there. I think he'd like to, but if you're not going to be part of the party, you're going to have to go find a spot where you are. So that puts him in the mix. I've even heard Lincoln Riley has kicked the tires, or at least his agent has on the job, because, when he went out there, he didn't know that they were going to go play in the Big Ten, right? Like he went out there to dominate the Pac-12, and then, all of a sudden they were in the Big Ten school. I don't know if he gets along with his AD all that well. So, A&M is a top 10 job in the nation. Again, there's not many places that have the fan support like they did. They have 94,000 people at Kyle Field to play Abilene Christian last weekend. Mm-hmm. Recruiting wise, they're a top 10 recruiting class right now. They're 12-11 in their last 23 and don't even have a head coach, and they still have a top 10 recruiting class. And then money wise, not many people can compete with what NIL is going on at A&M. So they have all the stuff there to be a major job. There are definitely a lot of interest and a lot of big names that maybe wouldn't have been interested in A&M 20 years ago. I think they've elevated themselves to be in the type of place that a Lincoln Riley, a Dabo Swinney, or Ryan Day kind of at least look at, at least think about, because it's that good of a job.
Now, you mentioned Lincoln. Is Cliff still on the radar? Cliff Kingsbury?
I haven't heard his name. I did not hear his name talking to people over the last week or so in terms of a realistic option. I don't think so. I think the worry, they want somebody that they think will be there for a decade. And I think with Cliff, there's always going to be this eye on the NFL. I don't see that being as a realistic one.
Well, and that's the problem with Lincoln Riley too. The Aggies would like to have a defense, so that might be
the wrecking crew.
Yeah,
with Lincoln Riley.
That might make a
oil
difference.
and water.
I don't know, but it's going to be fun, Mike.
I don't think he gets the job, but I definitely have heard that there's been back channel. You know how this stuff goes. There's 15 or 20 guys that have been contacted and done Zoom interviews and talked to somebody associated with somebody, right? That's how this stuff goes. And so it's just kind of working through the weeds of that information.
Well, and again, I think, as you talk about back channel stuff, I mean, obviously Dan Campbell has said no, but what about like an Aaron Glenn, his defensive coordinator with the Lions? I mean, everybody that I've talked to, they've got to have some sort of A&M or Texas ties, and that limits most. And on your list of 5 that you published today, that eliminates 3 of the 5. I mean, it's interesting when you hear they want this, but then you see a name like a Jonathan Smith or a Leopold at Kansas.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's one of the things about coaching searches that can get a little wild is like what the athletic director may think the initial criteria are may change as he talks to donors, or a donor becomes enamored with one of these coaches. I mean, there's the story of Chris Del Conte at Texas about to hire Sonny Dykes, but then the donors are like, we don't want the guy that got fired at Cal, and so they go hire Steve Sarkisian, right? And so this isn't just one person's decision. It's not a stereotypical hiring process like the ones that most of us go through in our day-to-day lives as just regular employees. There's a lot of egos involved. There's a lot of cooks in the kitchen. There's a lot of people with a lot of money who feel like they're the fantasy general manager of these programs. And it's not just one singular opinion behind the scene. I'd imagine if there's 10 people on the board making this decision, there's 3 or 4 different favorites in that room. They're going to argue amongst themselves and figure it out over the next week or so. I'd imagine this is sewn up by, this time by December 1st at the very latest. And so it's going to be a thing, man. I may not sleep. Thanksgiving's going to be a little interesting. So these coaching changes earlier and earlier because we should be talking about football.
Yep.
But with the early signing period and with the portal, these decisions have to be made so much earlier that the last couple of weeks of the football season almost get lost to this stuff. And it's a disappointing thing as just a fan of the sport.
Follow him on Twitter at Craven Mike. Make sure you read him there at TexasFootball.com. Mike Craven, senior writer at Dave Campbell's Texas Football Magazine. Appreciate you jumping on with us this afternoon, Mike.
Thanks, guys. Anytime.
Appreciate it. Mike Craven on the Buyers Barricades guest line, where they provide traffic control, rental, and sales for San Antonio and beyond, online at buyersbarricades.com. Does make you wonder, though. I hear everything that Ross Bjork says, and then basically everything that Mike wrote about today, and what he's kind of hearing is the guy with the checkbook likes this guy.
Right.
Like, who's making the ultimate decision here? It's the guy with the checkbook.
Well, and the guys that wrote that big check for Jimbo Fisher, I'm sure they might want to have some say in what happens next. Who knows, right?
Might want to. Yeah,
I would say so. Hey, happy Thanksgiving, everybody. We're almost there, right? And families coming over. There might be some, I don't know, a little excessive cocktails in your future or whatever. I hope everything runs smoothly, but if not, if you get accused of a crime, if something happens that you're not expecting, you want to make sure that you have somebody in mind that you can call that is going to work to protect your innocence. That is the LaHood Norton Law Group, made up of former prosecutors turned criminal defense attorneys, and they can help you stay a step ahead of your legal program. They know both sides of the criminal justice system. In fact, they handle all criminal cases, whether it's state or federal. Not to mention the fact, and I want to mention this, I've known Nico LaHood for over 20 years. This guy is a fighter. He will work his tail off to make sure that your innocence is protected. If you need legal help, you need the LaHood Norton Law Group on your side. The team at LaHood Norton Law Group is your best defense, so let them be your legal bodyguards. Give them a call for a free consultation. 210-797-7700. That's 210-797-7700. Sooner you make that call after you've been accused, the better you're going to be. So give the LaHood Norton Law Group a call. 210-797-7700 or online at lahoodnorton.com.
Texas A&M football is on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star. Saturday morning at 10, it's the Aggies and LSU.
Going for Moose, he's got him! That is a touchdown! Aggies!
Tigers. Saturday morning at 10. Presented by Ewald Kubota, Just Pots, ABC Home and Commercial Services, Airtron Heating and Air Conditioning, The Angry Elephant, and 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
This time of year, big box tool stores start to sell a whole bunch of not tools, from dancing Santas to plastic trees. At Northern Tool and Equipment, we'd rather sell you a 4-horsepower chainsaw fitted with a full chisel chain to cut down your own tree. And we have wood chippers come January, because mulch. We're cutting prices on your favorite brands this holiday season. Save on Milwaukee, Steel, and Lincoln Electric in-store or at northerntool.com.
That's Mike saying good morning. It's the best he can do right now. Yeah, not a cloud in the sky. What Mike could use is a fresh start. And Irish Spring Body Wash. The fresh scent of Irish Spring and those sensational Irish Spring suds are just the reset Mike needs. Now he's ready
to go to work.
It's Sunday. Irish Spring. When the spring hits you, you're ready. Pick up Irish Spring at Walmart today.
Nothing slows my little girl down, except a stuffy nose.
Mommy.
That's why I use Sinex Children's Saline from Vicks. Sinex instantly clears mucus in everyday stuffy little noses with a gentle, ultra-fine mist designed for kids. Just Sinex? Breathe. Her stuffy nose is gone for now. And so is she.
Sinex Children's Saline. Sinex, breathe. Use as directed, keep out of reach of children.
You're all set with your Medicare prescriptions, Mrs. Brown.
This is not just low-cost copays at Walgreens.
I can actually help you set up 90-day refills if you want.
This is having a partner you can trust. Get low-cost copays, 90-day refills, and delivery from your neighborhood Walgreens. This is being independent. Together. Walgreens.
Restrictions apply. For details, see walgreens.com/pharmacy.
Life moves fast. No one has time for a car, truck wreck, or commercial vehicle accident. At Davis Law Firm, we get it. When you call the force, you don't have to worry about insulting offers from insurance adjusters, property damage, or car rental. We recently settled a wrongful death case in a commercial vehicle accident for $5 million. Net to clients was $2.8 million. I'm Jeff Davis. If you were in a car, truck wreck, or hit by a commercial vehicle, call me at 444-4444. You got it. There's only one number to remember. 4. Attorney consultation by appointment only. Davis Law Firm, San Antonio. Davis Law Firm is a proud official partner, personal injury attorney of the San Antonio Spurs.
Hi, I'm John Ewald with Ewald Kubota. If you have big dreams or big projects, we hope you'll consider Ewald Kubota. From small Kubota compact tractors to construction equipment, Kubota is a name you can trust. Or if you aren't committed to buying just yet, we have a full line of equipment you can rent by the day, week, or month. We can even deliver it to your work site. Ewald Kubota is committed to providing excellent customer service and satisfaction. So come by one of our 11 locations. We look forward to serving you. Or visit us on the web at ewaldkubota.com.
Lab-grown diamond wholesale prices have crashed. Huge factories in China and India have flooded the market with tens of millions of carats of lab-grown diamonds. They are so cheap that jewelers are giving them away for free with purchase. Many companies sell 1-carat lab-grown diamonds for a few $100s, but some jewelers are still selling lab diamonds for thousands of dollars. Pawn shops and jewelry stores have instruments that detect lab-grown diamonds in seconds, and just like CZs, they are very cheap to produce, and after purchase, they have no monetary value at all. America's Diamond has never sold lab-grown diamonds, and we warned our customers that wholesale prices would fall to almost nothing. Now they are so cheap that jewelers are giving them away, and wholesale prices continue to fall. America's Diamond only offers traditional, real, natural earth-grown diamonds that are rare, extremely beautiful, and have real value. See our television program tonight on ABC KSAT 12 at 12:35 a.m. or right now at americasdiamond.com.
R&R in the morning is Rob Thompson and Rudy J. Morning 6 to 10. KTFM Floresville and SASportsStar.com. San Antonio's Sports Center.
Well, the Spurs continue to tumble. Yeah, they lost their 9th straight last night to the Clippers. But head coach Greg Popovich was all smiles after the game, said he was pleased. We've got NBA action tonight right here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. The Cavs take on the Sixers. Tip-off scheduled for 6 o'clock. And how about Frank Harris, AAC Offensive Player of the Week, Davey O'Brien Award Co-National Quarterback of the Week, and Earl Campbell Player of the Week.
Sports Center is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas Authority in Barricade Rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the 3rd time in 7 seasons, the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minutes.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1, a San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jay Simonix. Glad to have you along on this Tuesday on the radio. Maybe you're watching on YouTube. If you're there on YouTube, hit the like button, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff.
All that good stuff. All right, give us a call. Did you already say that?
Oh, no.
656-3776.
I'm glad you remembered the number.
656 ESPN. And I'm surprised, too, to be honest with you.
Call, text.
Yes.
Seeing at least one guy, Joshua, can't wait for Indy Kalu to join us at 3:30.
Yeah, but he's blaming you for him not being here last week. Too much C.J. Stroud love.
Well, I mean, why would facts get in the way of a good story? Indy Kalu was at a conference last week and said he couldn't make it. It's not like we said, Indy, they're kicking ass. You can't come on.
Well, he will, I predict, and with a pretty confident prediction that he's going to say C.J. Stroud's the best quarterback in Texas.
He also draws a paycheck from the Houston Texans.
I'm just saying, I don't let facts get in the way of a good story.
I know Pro Football Focus has Dak Prescott as the highest graded quarterback this season.
That's awesome. 7-3, 2 games behind the Eagles.
Yeah, well, C.J. Stroud 6-4, and still lost to Carolina. So,
well, Dak lost to Arizona, so there's that.
Again, I mean, Dak lost to Dobbs, and
Hurts lost to the MILF Hunter. So, I mean, it round and round it goes.
Hard to figure out what's really good.
Yeah.
San Francisco lost 3 in a row at one point.
They did. But Brock Purdy was perfect last week.
Mm-hmm. It's amazing how perfect you are with all your weapons.
That's still a scary team when they're healthy. That's a really scary team.
They are.
Yeah.
They are.
Huh.
Mm-hmm. Let's do the headline blitz. Maybe. Or not.
This is Jason and Joe's Headline Blitz. 2 guys, 2 opinions, never enough time.
If you're watching on YouTube and saw Pledge doing something over there on the small screen in the corner, he was actually trying to hit buttons, nothing else.
What, was he going real fast?
Did it look weird?
It looked like you were
little afternoon delight,
something like that.
Wow.
I looked over and I didn't hear the sound effect, and I saw James and what he was doing, and I thought, well, I don't know if I should interrupt this or not.
James and Rosie.
If you were a dog, I'd have got the water hose. I just wanted to hear the big voice guy. Well, I don't know what the hell you were doing over there. You're at work, man.
Yeah, but there's nobody here.
Did you do the video? It doesn't matter if nobody's here. We're here.
Well, we are. Is there a curtain there? You need a little privacy?
Yeah, I mean, he might.
Oh, that's not tinted? I thought this was like police glass and y'all couldn't see.
Uh-huh.
No. You okay?
Better now.
He's better now. I got to go out for a cigarette, guys. I'll be right back.
Need a napkin? The hell's going on over there?
Got a Rangers towel.
It's a blanket.
So Rob forgot his blanket today.
Depends how you use it.
Rob forgot this.
So you're going to use Rob's blanket? So wait a minute. Rob took his jersey but left the blanket?
He did. He did.
I saw Rudy was wearing his blanket like a cape.
Uh-huh.
Like he's now Texas Rangers super fan.
Well, he is. He is.
Yeah.
Okay. And so you know that. You know how Rudy is. Bandwagon.
Oh, yeah.
Bandwagon Rudy.
Mm-hmm.
Texas wins.
So Rob left a blanket and took the jersey.
I guess. I don't know what these guys do in the morning.
Well, I mean, it's Rob, so you never know.
You
he
never
probably
know.
meant to take both, but left one.
Yeah.
The fact that he got one out of here is a surprise. Did you see the jersey, by the way?
No.
It's a DeGrom jersey.
Oh, the guy didn't play at all.
I think I got to give that to my neighbor Hal. It'll be a gift.
Oh, yeah?
Well, he's a big Mets fan.
Oh. We think he's happy that DeGrom is now in Texas.
Who the hell knows?
Yeah. I don't know who to give that thing to. I don't think I know any Ranger fans.
Really?
Yeah. I'm not going to wear it.
Why not?
Why would I? I only have one team, Minix.
Okay.
I don't have several in each, sport. Two. Yeah.
Two. I'm an Astros and Rangers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's great.
Uh-huh.
Well, you can have it then.
Fred Villarreal on YouTube says, first that commentator on CNN Zoom, now pledge.
Well, that guy kept his job.
Did he?
Yeah.
I fully regret my actions.
Yes. That's all you have to say these days, Pledge. Apologize and move on.
Our show's exciting.
It is,
understandable.
of course. Well, Pledge gets to look at you and me, for 4 hours a day.
I mean, Pledge was almost as excited about something as Marcus Spears was about eating barbecue yesterday while doing his Monday night show in Kansas City. Swagoo had and I'm not sure what he was eating or where it was from. Now, I did see on the socials that the Monday night crew with Troy and Joe and that they all went to Q39 in Kansas City, which good barbecue, but not the best, right? I'm not sure where Marcus Spears got his, and it was a bowl, which was kind of weird. Not sure what he was eating, but he was devouring it.
We don't know where Marcus is eating, actually.
He brought his bowl over
there. He has his bowl with him.
Go, Swag.
Look at
it's close to here.
It is close.
My daughter plays a volleyball tournament here every year called Triple Crown. I'm gonna bust this up when we get down.
Oh, does he know he's on TV?
He's on TV.
Yeah, no idea.
Anyway, we apologize for that. There's Myles Garrett getting ready to go. We're going to take Swag
don't even
off
try with
camera
highlights.
so he can hear
No.
it.
You know what? I blame the producers.
Yeah.
Somebody's got to get in Marcus's ear and say, hey, dude, you're on. And obviously nobody did that.
Because he wasn't on the set.
No.
He was off eating.
He was like doing a live shot away from the set.
But he didn't know he was on camera.
No, he was eating his barbecue.
Kalu was like, man, this bleep is good.
Yeah.
I'm going to, yeah.
I think he said, I'm going to tear this bleep up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Something like that. But I blame the producer's got to help you out in that case. Now, that producer knows that the people at the set are talking to Marcus and just left him hanging out to dry.
Unless Marcus forgot he was on television.
I've been there. Well, somebody told him.
Now, granted, hot mic. We all, everybody in this business is aware if you're around a microphone, there's a chance it could be on or recording, whether you know it's on or not. See, like James Pledger is the king of always listening, whether he's a part of a conversation or not, right? Every producer is, every audio guy, even if you're not technically on, somebody could have your mic in queue. He knows that.
But you trust, said producers.
I don't think he does anymore.
Well, no, and I hope he got really upset with whoever was supposed to do that.
He was eating barbecue. He wasn't upset.
So he's got an earpiece. Somebody said, hey, Marcus, they're talking to you. You're live. That's as simple as that.
I wasn't part of this. I wasn't in the show at this point. I thought I was off.
Again, producer, Marcus, you're live. Your mic is hot.
Was his earpiece in?
I don't know whether his earpiece
he
was in
was
or not.
focused on the cue, man.
Yeah, they did Marcus wrong. They did him wrong.
Well, he's owning it. You think about these TV shows and knowing you're on. Now, I don't often watch the Manning cast anymore. But Mark Wahlberg was a guest last night. I'm not sure why, but he just stared off into space the whole time.
Dude, he genuinely looked pissed off. Like he did not want to be there at all. And, I can say that because, my wife's in love with this guy.
Oh.
And so, he's a bona fide wiener.
So jealous Joe, huh?
No, I'm not jealous.
Or you
but
don't sound it at all.
Obviously, the guy's a wiener.
Oh, yeah.
So, why do you go on that show? Did somebody force you to do it? Did you lose a bet? That's what it looked like.
You know, sometimes you... Was he promoting something? Does he have a movie coming out? I don't know why he was on.
I have no idea.
No idea.
He didn't want to be.
He didn't want to be.
He was in the movie Invincible. That was about Philly.
And I think that's what the part of it was for.
Okay.
But and Peyton tries to get him to, involved, and the guy just sits there like a bump on a log.
Yeah. Well, maybe he couldn't hear.
He could hear.
Okay. I mean, because Rob Thompson is famous for one time being on a TV show, and he couldn't hear, so he just kept going and kept going and kept going and kept going because he never heard the producer or anybody else talking to him. So he kept going and going and going.
They finally cut him off
and going until they just all right, you're done. And he still is going. He has no idea that segment ended.
That was in case you want to look it up, is on Megyn Kelly's show.
Yeah.
Sorry, Rob.
It's Thanksgiving dinner week. And at some point, somebody's going to ruin things by bringing up politics on Thanksgiving dinner.
Right.
And imagine your Thanksgiving dinner and somebody arguing with you that won't stop. That's Rob at the Thanksgiving dinner table.
Right. Rob talks politics at the Thanksgiving table.
I don't know. But I mean, you're going to have some crazy uncle, some, that disagrees with you. So clearly, if he's disagreeing with you, he is completely wrong. And no matter what side you're on, you're going to have that guy, and you're just going to keep going and going and going and going and going and going and not stop. That was Rob on that show.
That was hilarious. I saw that clip. That's funny.
Just YouTube it. It's fantastic. Speaking of television shows and football, I know everybody but Joe Reinengel's excited about Hard Knocks in season with the Miami Dolphins debuts tonight on HBO and Max.
Wow. I wonder if the Dolphins have beaten no one this year.
Well, probably not.
I would. They should.
I mean, it's Hard Knocks.
Now, this guy, the coach, is probably pretty entertaining because he's kind of a goofball.
Dude, and Tyreek Hill, some of the characters on that show.
Yeah, well, I want to hear more about his porn career after football.
Only you.
Well, I mean, I'm just saying. I like porn.
You knew that was coming.
Oh, I just don't think he'd be successful at that. He's a little too quick. I think, and it's supposed to last a little longer.
Short films. I mean, the guy might get 2,000 yards receiving. I'm sure that.
Boy, I know Patrick Mahomes would like to have him back. That's for damn sure.
No doubt.
Good gosh.
On the underdog, on the headline blitz, the last one there at the bottom.
Did you like that? I saw that. I thought that was funny.
That was your story.
Yes. Man accidentally takes a nasty dump on a dead possum, and apparently that bleep is against the law. He got arrested.
For what?
For taking a dump on a possum.
Well, first off, how? Was it playing dead?
Possum, apparently.
Did he climb up in the tree?
Apparently the possum was dead. And this guy apparently is a homeless guy, according to the story. And he went in a couple of different restaurants and businesses, and nobody would let him use the restroom.
Well,
so he had no choice but to pull down his trowel and poop on a possum.
So did he get arrested for pooping on the possum or pooping in public?
Well, actually, the arrest, according to the article, was he was showing his genitals.
They'll always find a way, won't they?
I suppose. But if the possum's dead, the hell does the possum care?
Well, I don't think the possum cares one way or the other.
Well, maybe the guy didn't want to poop on the sidewalk. I give him a lot of credit for that.
Well, where was the possum?
On the sidewalk. But it didn't hit the cement. It hit the possum.
Joe's got a new holiday craze. Move over, Elf on a Shelf. We got poop on a possum.
Poop on a possum. I kind of felt bad for this guy, homeless dude, and
the
nobody
guy
let
or
him.
The possum.
Well, if the possum's deed, he doesn't care.
Are you sure it was dead?
It may not have been.
I mean, that's
Can
the
you
problem.
imagine if you're playing dead going, no?
I mean, that's part of the problem, isn't it?
I guess.
I mean, we don't know.
Jim, you'll never guess what happened to me today. Oh, that's a great idea, Jim. I was playing dead, and this jerk. I had to stay in character.
Poor possums take a lot of crap.
Gosh, literally.
Indy Kalu does as well. He'll join us coming up at 3:30. But next, who's the best team in the NFL right now?
Good question.
We'll dive into that coming up here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Football, basketball in full swing. You want to make the games a little bit more exciting? Make sure you download the Underdog Fantasy app and sign up using my promo code STAR. Underdog will double your first deposit up to $100 plus new customers will have a mystery special pick in their Pick'em lobby that's ready to go. And the Pick'em game is so much fun to play. You pick between 2 and 5 players to build your entry, and all you have to do is select whether you think that player is going to be higher or lower their predicted stats. You can win up to 20 times your money in a single game by going 5 for 5. It is fantasy, but you can win real money, and it is legal in Texas, and it certainly makes the games a lot more exciting to watch all the way to the very end. Again, UnderdogFantasy.com or download their easy-to-use app. Sign up, promo code STAR, and Underdog will double your first deposit up to $100. Plus, new customers will have a mystery special pick live in their Pick'em lobby. Must be over 18 and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or go to ncpgambling.org. Promo code STAR at Underdog Fantasy.
Texas A&M football is on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Saturday morning at 10, it's the Aggies and LSU.
Going for Moose. He's got him. That is a touchdown. Aggies.
Tigers. Saturday morning at 10. Presented by Ewald Kubota, Just Pots, ABC Home and Commercial Services, Airtron Heating and Air Conditioning, The Angry Elephant, and 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Shop Macy's Black Friday specials for amazing deals on gifts they'll love now while supplies last. Like 25% off Nike for him, her, and kids. 75% off fine jewelry. And 10 to 50% off select appliances from Black & Decker, Cuisinart, Instant Pot, and more. Plus, get it faster with store pickup. Now at Macy's. Savings off sale and clearance prices. Exclusions apply. Please note that stores are closed Thanksgiving Day.
At Charmin, we heard you shouldn't talk about going to the bathroom in public, so we decided to sing about it.
When you're rolling Charmin, don't you soft on the party. Less is more, so roll it back, everybody. Charmin's irresistibly soft and hella nice. The cream is always soft. It's our party vibe. It's cushion and clean, so our chicks feel fly. So what? Everybody wanna touch the sky.
Charmin Ultra Soft is irresistibly soft and more absorbent, so you can use less. Enjoy the go with Charmin.
Injuries happen, and when they do, skip ER and get to the Ortho Now Injury Clinic by TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine. Ortho Now provides walk-in care for injuries like broken bones, dislocations, sprains, and strains. Conveniently located in the Corey area with extended hours Monday through Saturday with on-site x-ray casting and bracing. Ortho Now has everything you need to treat your injury, and best of all, no urgent care or emergency room copay. Learn more online at TSAOG.com.
Black Friday is now a game day. The Dolphins take on the Jets in the first ever Black Friday NFL game. Stream for free only on Prime. Black Friday football. Dolphins versus Jets. Coverage begins this Friday at 1:30 p.m. Eastern. Only on Prime. Restrictions apply. See Amazon.com/watch Black Friday football for details.
This time of year, big box tool stores start to sell a whole bunch of not tools, from dancing Santas to plastic trees. At Northern Tool and Equipment, we'd rather sell you a 4-horsepower chainsaw fitted with a full chisel chain to cut down your own tree. And we have wood chippers come January, because mulch. We're cutting prices on power tools, automotive jacks and stands, and portable inverter generators this holiday season. Save in store or at northerntool.com.
Black Friday and Cyber Monday deals are happening right now at Diamonds Direct.
The last and largest store-wide sale of the year is in full swing with an extra 20% off virtually everything. That's in addition to Diamonds Direct's already unbeatable price. Check out our expanded selection. Rings, earrings, bands, bracelets. Get the year's best price and ask about special financing too. Engagement rings, designer jewelry, diamond classics, all on sale. Get all the details and special holiday hours now at diamondsdirect.com. Diamonds Direct, your love, our passion.
It's easy to think all money managers are pretty much the same, but at Fisher Investments, we're clearly different.
Different? How? You sell high commission investment products, right?
No, Fisher Investments doesn't sell any commission-based investment products.
Well, you must earn commissions on trades.
Nope, never at Fisher. We're a fiduciary, obligated to act in our client's best interest. It's the highest standard of care for a financial advisor.
How do you know what's in their best interest?
We get to know our clients and then tailor a portfolio based on their goals and needs.
But you probably sneak in some hidden and layered fees.
No, we have one transparent management fee, structured so we do better when our clients do better.
Wow, you really do look out for your clients.
That's because our top priority is helping them achieve a comfortable retirement. It might be why most of our clients come from other money managers. Visit FisherInvestments.com to find out why investors like you switch to us. Fisher Investments. Clearly different money management.
Investments and securities involve the risk of loss.
The Black Friday weekend sale begins this Friday at Boot Barn. Visit us in store for savings on top quality pieces. Get up to $40 off cowboy boots for men and women. $20 off select work boots and select children's boots for under $50. We're closed Thanksgiving Day to spend with family, but we look forward to seeing you Black Friday weekend for our biggest sale of the year. Boot Barn. Unwrap the West.
What's holding you back from learning the language you've always wanted to know?
Too hard. Takes too long.
Not with Babbel. Babbel's lessons take just 15 minutes a day.
15 minutes isn't long.
Nope. And they're fun. So you don't realize you're learning a language, but you are. In 3 weeks, you're able to start having conversations. And Babbel's lessons are built around real life.
And with Babbel, it isn't hard. It's perfect.
Now try Babbel free. Just go to Babbel.com. That's BABBEL.com.
Wednesday on R&R in the morning. I'm sitting alone. Jay Pleasure will be on vacation, but there's lots to do. We're getting ready for a Cowboy game on Thursday. Are they ready for the Commanders? The Spurs get one more whack at the rock. Let's see if they can pound themselves a win over that lowly Clipper team. And we're talking injuries. Lots to do. Now back to the Blitz. Jason, Joe, get ready for a fine Thanksgiving. I hope that Tri-County turkey's ready for you, Jason and Joe.
So is Rob actually here this morning?
He was. I talked to him.
All right. Because tomorrow he's going to be sitting alone with James Pleasure. Uh-huh. By the way, he mentioned turkeys over at Tri-County. I did not get a turkey this year, but I was there this morning. I got some ribs that I'm going to do this weekend. I know you're doing a brisket.
I got to go over there tomorrow.
But if you ordered your turkeys from Tri-County, get in there because they are there, ready for pickup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You said they were pretty busy this morning.
They were busy this morning. People in there getting their birds.
All right.
Well, and one of it, I mean, depending on what you're doing, if you're going to brine your bird, you need to get it today so you could start your brine either tonight or tomorrow morning. And they are closed Thursday and Friday. So you know, and if you wait till Thursday, you've waited too long.
Well, yeah, this kind of defeats the purpose.
Make room in the fridge. The bird's coming home. That's good.
Good for that. I got to go over there tomorrow. So
get your brisket.
Yep, I will be there at 10 a.m. sharp.
Really?
Because that's when they open.
That's when they open.
Right at 10 a.m.
Right at 10. So you'll be there about 10:45.
No, I'll be there at 10 because I got to take that brisket home. I got to, get it ready, put it in the fridge, and because I got to start cooking that dude tomorrow night.
No, I'm gonna. Yeah. It's Thursday, right? Thursday's Thanksgiving.
It is.
Yeah,
it is. And so I need it ready about 9, 10 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, so you're pulling the all-nighter.
Oh, it has to be.
Yeah.
Sure.
Are you saying you have to rub down your meat first?
Well, maybe after I put the brisket on the grill, then maybe. I don't know what the hell he's talking. What the hell are you talking about?
Yesterday about this time, it was about this time yesterday, wasn't it? We were talking about the NFL flex scheduling.
Yes,
and
we were.
With C.J. Stroud and the Texans playing so well, would they get flexed into a prime game? And all their games are at noon except one. They have one 3 o'clock game against the Denver Broncos. And I just got a press release. Oh, the Texans game flex. And I thought, oh, man, wait, no, they took that Denver game and made it a noon one. The Houston Texans are the only team, I think, that will have every game in the noon window unless they get flex later. But my goodness, and we'll get into this with Indy Kalu coming up in a minute, but the Broncos-Texans game moves to noon to make room on CBS for an afternoon tilt between the Carolina Panthers and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
You got to be kidding me.
No.
Why?
That game goes from noon to 3 o'clock or 1 to 4 Eastern.
Wow.
Well, make it make sense.
It makes no sense.
CJ Stroud deserves to get a bigger audience than Harris County.
Why? Because he's great?
Well, he's playing great.
Dude, look, they better beat Jacksonville this week. Then maybe I'll start believing. And then maybe that conversation about MVP will move forward.
I certainly don't get why that happens.
I don't know why that sounds kind of stupid.
Kind of?
I mean, it really does. Why would you do that? Because, CBS is like me. They don't like Sean Payton.
Oh, is that what it is?
That's what it is.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Go figure.
So, poor Texans, curse of Sean Payton.
The Monday night game that week, by the way, Cincinnati-Jacksonville, which 2 weeks ago looked enticing.
No, it would have been a great game. Yes. But, with no Joey Burrow, that changes things.
It really doesn't make a lot of sense.
It doesn't.
So, who are the best teams in the NFL right now?
It's been a weird year, but now is the time you start to see the cream rise to the top. Look, I am still a big believer in the Kansas City Chiefs. Now, maybe not as the best team, but Patrick Mahomes does more with less than anybody I've ever seen.
Well, I mean, and they ran the ball out more than you're used to seeing out of Kansas City.
Well, he's throwing to somebody and they can't catch.
Yeah, well, I mean, they lead the league in drops. 28.9 million people watched last night, the most watched Monday night game in over 25 years, easily the most watched NFL game this season. And they watched the Philadelphia Eagles get another win in which you walk away going, how in the hell they pull that one out?
Yeah,
but
you don't know.
That is what they do.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they win ugly, but they win. What I find interesting, a couple things that I find interesting, there is no dominant team that you go, man, nobody's going to beat that team. I mean, and San Francisco might be as close to it, but they did have a 3-game losing streak that might have cost them a chance at the number 1 seed. You project, and if you win the games you're supposed to win, think about this. If the Cowboys beat the Lions on Jimmy Johnson Ring of Honor night, that might secure the 1 seed for the Philadelphia Eagles.
Well, it could. The Cowboys may need a win there just to get in the playoffs after that gauntlet that they're going to have in the month of December.
Sure.
So, I don't know. Look, Philly is making a case. Now, they've still got a tough stretch, right? They've still got San Francisco coming up.
Yeah, they
still have a difficult stretch coming up.
In every team, and the Cowboys will have to play and beat teams with winning records ultimately. But what I find interesting is, there is no real consensus of who is the best team in the NFL right now. Philadelphia, record-wise, sure, but when you look at them, they keep winning these ugly games, but they also could lose a couple of these coming up, and then the shine comes off like it did for San Francisco. I still like Baltimore, although I'm more hesitant now with Andrews out. How is that going to affect their offense coming up? Buffalo is much of a train wreck as they have been. They're also a team that could put it together in the month of December and be right there at the end. The power rankings, and let's just look at the Cowboys because that's what we do. The Cowboys, with all the different media outlets, are as high as number 3 in the NFL, according to CBS Sports, which most of you will laugh at, or 5, 6, or 7. But, I mean, you think about being ranked anywhere from 3 to 7, whether you're looking at NFL.com at 7, Yahoo has them at 7, The Athletic has them at 7, USA Today has them at 5.
Is there a consensus number 1 on any of those?
I'd have to. No, I don't.
You
no.
know, okay.
You know, it's San Francisco or Philly or Kansas City.
Okay.
If that's consensus.
Well, Baltimore is a team that everybody forgets about. I mean, they do. They forget about them, and they're a pretty good football team. Lamar Jackson's playing well. But if I had to pick one right now, I'm still in the San Francisco group. I think when healthy, if they've got everybody healthy, they're the best team in the league.
It's the Blitz here on 94.1, San Antonio Sports Star. Indy Kalu joins us next here on 94.1, San Antonio Sports Star. You know, nobody ever plans on getting arrested, but it does happen to a lot of people every day for all kinds of reasons, especially during the holiday season with all the holiday parties and family get-togethers. Things turn south for you. You get arrested. Somebody you know gets arrested. You want to get out of jail fast. You know the best way to do that is by calling my good friend Albert and his great staff at AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747, or you can start the bonding process online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else to get out of jail, and you don't want to be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you a PR bond, make sure you truly understand what all those conditions are before accepting it. Your best option for stress-free bail bonds is AA Best Bail Bonds, because nobody beats their price. They offer payment plans, have a free shuttle service. Of course, they are discreet and confidential and open 24/7. They have offices all over San Antonio and Texas. So if you're up in Dallas, down in Corpus, anywhere in between, license number 149. Call AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121, or go online at mybestbailbonds.com.
Good times once again in San Antonio. I appreciate you. It is so good to be home. I needed San Antonio. I'm going to do the best I can to make sure that I give you guys a fire lead-in.
It's the Jim Rome Show, back in the Military City, weekdays at noon.
Hey, Jim Rome here.
Have a take, San Antonio, and certainly do not suck.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and call BS on that. Come on.
It's the Jim Rome Show, weekdays at noon on 94.1, San Antonio's Sports Star.
You know, this summer was hot and it was dry, and you can only imagine what that Texas weather has done to your roof. Stevens Roofing is your family-owned local roofing company. Now that fall is here, it's time to call Stevens Roofing for a free roof inspection, because you want to make sure your roof is ready for the season ahead. Schedule online at stevensroofing.net or give them a call at 210-785-0994. 210-785-0994.
Get a great deal on select Kubota equipment, the #1 rated tractor brand for durability and owner experience in the U.S. The versatile lineup is built to help you make the most of your land. Right now at participating dealers, get a Kubota compact tractor for 0 down, 0% APR for 84 months, plus save up to $800 on qualifying implements. Now through December 31st. See us or go to KubotaUSA.com for more details.
From the Gulf of Mexico to the hill country of Texas, Ewald Kubota is your Kubota dealer.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health San Antonio will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
My brother-in-law died suddenly, and now my sister and her kids have to sell their home. That's why I told my husband we could not put off getting life insurance any longer. An agent offered us a 10-year, $500,000 policy for nearly $50 a month. Then we called SelectQuote. SelectQuote found us identical coverage for only $19 a month, a savings of $369 a year.
Whether you need a $500,000 policy or a $5 million policy, SelectQuote could save you more than 50% on term life insurance.
For your free quote, call SelectQuote at 1-800-452-5050. That's 1-800-452-5050. Or go to SelectQuote.com. 1-800-452-5050. That's 1-800-452-5050.
SelectQuote. We shop. You save.
Details on example rate at SelectQuote.com.
Hi, I'm Henry Winkler. My eyes are very important to me. My eyes connect me with things I love. I loved my late father-in-law dearly. He always lit up a room, but his vision dimmed with age. He had age-related macular degeneration, or AMD. And since partnering with Apellis, I've learned there's an advanced form of the disease called geographic atrophy, or GA. His struggle with vision loss made me want to help others know about GA's warning signs. For some, straight lines seem wavy, like when looking at a door frame. For others, blurry or missing spots can make it hard to read or see loved ones' faces. Many have trouble seeing in low light, making driving at night difficult. GA gets worse over time and cannot be reversed. If you've been diagnosed with AMD and notice vision changes, don't wait. Talk to your eye doctor about GA today. Learn more at GAWon'tWait.com. That's GAWon'tWait.com.
Happy holidays from your neighbors at El Guacamole Mexican Grill. Place your breakfast or lunch order today. Visit them at 250-20 or call 210-499-5364. Hot, fresh, made-to-order Mexican dishes. El Guacamole Mexican Grill.
It's the Mike McCarthy Show every Friday morning at 6:45 and 9 with R&R in the morning.
Do you like a certain amount of chaos?
Conflict is good.
Yeah.
Yes, I guess I do. I like healthy chaos. I don't like the BS.
A look at the Cowboys' upcoming game, presented by AA Best Bail Bonds and 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix.
Howdy.
Always such a fun time of the week for three of you out there because we visit with Indy Kalu. Indy joining us on the Buyers Barricades guest line. Indy, you got three fans, man. They tweet, they comment on our YouTube. They cannot wait to hear your voice every Tuesday at this time. And man, were they disappointed that you bailed on us last week. And one is even accusing me of not having you on for fear of what you would say about CJ Stroud.
You know what? I don't have to say anything about CJ Stroud because the crowd at NRG Stadium, they said it all when they started the MVP.
Whoa.
Did you hear how beautiful that sounded?
Wow.
When 100,000 Houston Texans fans were all screaming and chanting MVP in unison. It was beautiful.
Wow. When did they expand that stadium, or were they playing in College Station?
No, there's some standing room only. When you have the best quarterback in the state of Texas, people are going to come out. So yeah, I think they had some standing room only. That's how we were able to get it.
Yeah. Well, all right, hey, Indy, I love you, man, and
He's in concussion protocol.
You know
still.
how we don't talk about kickers, and we don't talk about rookies winning MVP awards.
You know what? I can definitely I agree with that sentiment, but when you're talking about a rookie that all the experts are saying is having the best rookie season at that position in the history of the NFL, we're talking about since the 1800s, since Harriet Tubman was a cheerleader for one of the teams. Like this is something where it's called an outlier. And yes, we don't talk about kickers. We don't talk about rookies being MVP, but you could appreciate the chanting. Will he win it? When it's all said and done, he's not going to win it this year, but it's fun to hear the crowd chanting MVP when they're looking at that young rookie quarterback.
And honestly, I'm excited for Texans fans that have hope, have excitement.
Yeah.
And because it was so unexpected this year, I think we all had hopes that he would be good. I look at at Wemby coming to San Antonio has given Spurs fans hope again, yet the Spurs are on a damn 9-game losing streak, right? In Houston, you're seeing the instant turnaround, and it's cool. And what he's able to do. I mean, I was saying yesterday, Indy, he threw for 336 and had 3 interceptions. He might have had 450 had he not turned the ball over, but ultimately he won the game.
But you know what, Jason, was cool about that, and I mentioned it earlier today as well. We tend to forget that this is the ultimate team sport because he's having such a great year as a rookie at the most important position in all of sports. But it's still a team game, and for him to throw 3 interceptions and they still go out there and win. And I know the Arizona Cardinals have only like 2 victories on the season, but Kyler Murray's been playing some pretty good ball over the last couple of weeks. But my point was, what's really exciting about it is that C.J. Stroud, the guy that we joke about being MVP, has one of his worst games, but they still figure out a way to win the game because you have Devin Singletary rushing yet again for over 100 yards. You have Blake Cashman, the linebacker, who probably most of the people listening to us right now have no idea who he is, but all he's doing is putting together an all-pro type season. So now you have a team and not just a great young quarterback.
Indy, I just want to give you a little ammunition here. You forgot to mention that one of those wins was against the Dallas Cowboys. For Arizona. For Arizona.
Oh, for Arizona. I was like, when did the Texans? I was like, Jason keeps talking about CTE. Maybe I am. Yeah, Arizona. Arizona did.
Yeah, well, let's keep in mind that the only Carolina Panthers win was against Houston, and the Cowboys just curb stomped them on Sunday. So, I mean,
my goodness.
I was going to say I was all ready to talk trash and say, yeah, congrats on your Carolina victory. But then I was like, oh, hold on. Carolina beat Houston, so I can't say anything about that.
Well, and again, I mean, Zach Wilson and the Jets beat Philadelphia. Sometimes it doesn't make sense. Now, and you talk about things that don't make sense. The Houston Texans just had a 3:00 TV game flexed into the noon window, right? And against Denver, and instead they're going to play on CBS in that afternoon window, Carolina at Tampa Bay. Now, trying to make it make sense, the idea that Fox is going to have San Francisco and Philadelphia, so this is a way for CBS in a roundabout way to try to get more eyeballs on C.J. Stroud. I mean, the way he is playing, doesn't he deserve a Sunday night or a Monday night or a Thursday night flex where he gets a national TV audience?
You know what? I don't understand the thought. We just got the memo because some of the former players, we have to make appearances at the game. And they literally, like 10 minutes before I came on with y'all, they said, hey, the game has been, they said bumped down to 12. And I'm scratching my head and I'm like, I thought you were supposed to flex to a better time slot. That's kind of like if you're about to make sweet love to your wife and she has some lingerie on and she says, hold on, baby, I got something special for you. Then she's wearing some baggy sweats. When she comes back into the room, it's like, what the hell is going on? Like, I just don't understand it. But you kind of broke it down, Jason. I didn't realize the San Francisco game. So maybe they don't want C.J. Stroud to compete with that game, I guess, and get more eyes on what he's going to do.
Yeah, I mean, because let's face it, we're all going to watch Niners-Eagles.
You know what? I might be watching that game as well.
Of course.
Because that's, especially after seeing what the Eagles did against Kansas City, that's going to be a fun game to watch.
Well, I tell you what, the Eagles are playing well, and they're getting some breaks too, which is kind of nice. But I want to talk about this Sunday, Indy, because this has got to be the biggest game for the Houston Texans in a long, long time. And you talk about a bunch of eyeballs watching this game with Jacksonville this week. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Oh, it's going to be fun. You're talking about a division rival. And I read somewhere, and I hope I quote this right, that this is the first time the Texans have taken on the Jacksonville Jaguars where both teams had a record above 500. So not only are they playing for the AFC South lead, it's the first time that these two teams have faced off where you could say they're both good NFL teams. But no, especially for the fans, this is going to be huge. Just knowing that if the Texans sweep the Jacksonville Jaguars, they're going to be sitting atop the AFC South. I mean, going into the season, realistic fans were saying, hey, if the Texans can win 6 or 7 games in the entire season, that's a step in the right direction. And now you have a chance to get your 7th win in 11 games. It's going to be rocking.
When you've been around CJ Stroud over the last couple weeks compared to being around CJ Stroud, say in August and September, what is noticeably different about the way he is carrying himself?
Nothing. And that's what makes him special. Like, this is a guy where when we first interviewed him before the first preseason game, we walked away from the conference table saying, man, he seems very mature. He seems like he understands what's in front of him. And even with the ups and downs, he's kind of kept the same demeanor, the same body language, saying the same thing. And after the preseason, I was bracing myself for, you know what, this is going to be an up and down year, similar to what Bryce Young is experiencing, but maybe not to that extent. But that's what I was bracing myself for with CJ Stroud. But even with all the success that he's had, he's still the same guy. So the fact that there hasn't been this change, there hasn't been this noticeable difference, it just says a lot about him.
And, Indy, the good thing about going into this week against Jacksonville is the stage is not too big for him. I mean, C.J. Stroud has been on some big stages over his time with Ohio State, and so I don't think he's going to be intimidated by that. But this is a different Jacksonville team, I think, than the one the Texans beat earlier in the season. Do you see it that way?
Oh, it's absolutely a different team. You're right. I mean, this is what's cool. The NFL, when you're playing, it feels like the season goes by quickly, but some people will say it's a marathon. But I feel like there are seasons within seasons. And early on, the Jags, they were just another team, but now they're playing like one of the top tier teams. And when you look at their receivers, when you look at the Calvin Ridley move, whoever initiated that move to get Calvin Ridley when he was suspended, when Atlanta didn't really want him anymore, knowing that he was going to have to sit out a year, I thought that was a great move, and it's paying off big. Him with Christian Kirk, Zay Jones. No, they're all playing up to what we expected from them, what they expected from themselves. And you're 100% right. This is an entirely different Jacksonville Jaguar team. I hope that the players for the Houston Texans aren't going into the game like, oh, yeah, this is the team we dominated a few weeks ago.
Playing a team twice, and, you spent the majority of your career in the NFC East playing for two hated teams. But they paid you well, so I know you loved them at the time. When you're playing a team a second time, is there that mindset that we got them earlier, this won't be as difficult, or is the mindset the complete opposite? We got to do everything different and go extra hard because we beat them. Indy?
Uh-oh. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow, man, these cricket phones, you get what you pay for. I apologize for that.
Dude, you're rich. Why are you so damn cheap?
Look, I look at the number, the bottom line number, and $15 a month really looks appealing to me, except for when I drop these calls. I apologize. I know that's bad radio. I apologize.
That's a great commercial, though, for cricket.
Is it?
Yeah.
Is it? It's a good thing it's Thanksgiving week.
I know.
The sales reps on vacation. They won't call it cancel. So did you hear the question or no?
No, I think I was rambling on. What was the question? I apologize.
I don't know. What were you rambling on about? You stopped. You had a good conclusion. You were talking about playing a team for the second time. Then I said something about, when you're playing a team a second time that you have beaten, as your mindset for that second game, is it what you were saying, or is it you got to double down and go extra hard because you did beat them the first time?
No, and that's it. Most of these guys, they have the professional mindset because they're all pros. But they say one of the toughest things to do in the NFL is beat the same team twice. So I don't believe any of those guys are going into the game saying to themselves, oh, been here, done that, we've already beat them. It's more so the doubling down. And they're smart. I mean, they see what the Jacksonville Jaguars have done over the last couple of weeks. So I don't expect anybody to go into that game thinking that this was going to automatically be the same outcome as they had week 3 when they beat them by like 20 or 23 points.
I would imagine, Indy, that the city of Houston right now is just electric.
Oh, they're excited. I mean, they're excited about, because here's the thing, Matt Schaub had a couple of very good seasons as a quarterback. Then you had, multiple years where you just didn't really have a face of the franchise there. then Deshaun Watson looks like he's going to be the face of the franchise for years to come, but he had more massage therapists than pass completions, and we all know how that story went. So you didn't think that you were going to replace Deshaun Watson that quickly. So that's really what the buzz is about. Then they bring in D'Amico Ryans. You know, D'Amico Ryans, when he was a player, he was a town favorite, and now he's having success as a young coach. Everything just seems to be working, and that's when I get nervous because things are going too well. And you know, I'm if I'm gonna be truthful to my San Antonio peeps, I am a little bit nervous about this game coming up.
So who are you picking to win?
You know what? I've kept it real with y'all. If I was a betting man, which I'm not, I think I'd put my money on Jacksonville.
Wow. Okay.
And you know why he's not a betting man?
Because he's not very good at it?
No, because he's cheap.
Oh.
I don't understand the concept of letting other people's fate. You pay for something that you can't control. But and it's not even that I think Jacksonville's a better team. I just feel like the team's getting so good so fast, we're going to be brought back down to reality.
Makes sense. It really does.
It's logical.
You know, ND, I've got to ask you real quick because we were talking about this. Who right now at this point in time is the best team in the NFL?
Man, I think we saw him last night. And I'm not just saying it because I spent 6 years there, but the Philadelphia Eagles. Jalen Hurts didn't have a great game, similar to what I was saying about the Texans, how they rallied around C.J. Stroud's 3 interceptions. And for the Philadelphia Eagles to go in Kansas City and win that game. And look, I saw the drop pass that should have been a touchdown. You're absolutely right. Some things went the way of the Philadelphia Eagles, but I think you could say that for every team in every game. I believe the best team in the NFL right now is Philly.
Does it piss you off when you see a 94 in that Eagles jersey screwing things up on the field?
You know, I'll tell you what pisses me off because I'm a selfish SOB. They had like an article, Eagles favorite Eagle by number, and like 2 years ago for 94, it was me. But after the way Sweat has been playing, I know that's not the case anymore. So I like it when he has his penalties. I can say, hey, maybe I'll still be their favorite 94. But no, he's an awesome.
Well,
player.
wait a minute. Let's go back. Who else has worn 94 for the Eagles?
It's kind of like that politician who's not running against anybody. I don't think anybody else was. It was just me. Look, I don't care. I don't care how I get it. I'm just glad I had it.
That's awesome. That is awesome. I'm just gonna love you, man.
That's awesome.
All right, so Indy, it's Thanksgiving week, man. What's a must-have for your Thanksgiving, and what is the food that you want nothing to do with at Thanksgiving?
Must-have is the Hawaiian roll with the cranberry sauce, and you put some chicken in there and make a little sandwich. That's a must-have. And as far as just get it out of my face, I hate white meat. And no offense to you guys, I'm just talking about the actual turkey. Like, it's just too dry. And everybody says, "Oh, put some gravy on it." And I know the dark meat's not the healthiest, the healthiest meat, but just the white meat, and maybe it's the way my wife makes it, it's just too dry. So get the white meat off my table, but give me the Hawaiian roll with the cranberry sauce and some turkey stuff.
So something that we've always known. He is a leg man. So where do you come in on green bean casserole?
Why? Like, why have green beans? Like, that just sounds too healthy, even if it's not. I'm not a big fan.
All right,
Love you, man.
Put a little ketchup on it, Indy. That's what we've learned.
I'm with you. I don't understand green bean casserole.
I'm just no.
Now, see, I like it, and I make a hell of a green bean casserole, Indy. I won't lie to you. So you'll have to try mine sometime. Might change your mind.
You know what? Freeze it and send it to me.
Why? So you can check your mail and throw it straight away? Now, wait a minute, Indy, and you'll appreciate this. Pledge, I know we're going to be late, but I don't care. It's holiday week.
Right.
Did you listen to Rob and Rudy this morning on R&R in the morning?
No, I missed.
All right.
Is there a podcast? Because I will listen to it.
Yeah, sasportstar.com. Joe, did you hear this morning?
What's that?
Rob Thompson said green bean casserole goes to the amateur chef in the family because it's the easiest thing to make. You can't screw it up. So the person that can't cook, that has to bring somebody, gets assigned green bean casserole, which is what Ryan Eagle gets assigned every year.
Well, I'm assigned a brisket as well, though. So
well,
I mean,
it's because you've elevated your game, but you still get the green bean casserole because it's for the amateur cook in the family.
Look, somebody's got to be the kicker. Somebody's got to be the kicker. All right.
I think it's more like the holder for the green bean casserole.
Wow.
Good stuff. ND, happy Thanksgiving, man. I hope your prediction is wrong.
Yes, so do I, and I'm thankful to jump on with y'all every single week, and I look forward to it next Tuesday.
Appreciate it. The great ND Kalu on the Buyers Barricades guest line, where they provide traffic control, rental, and sales for San Antonio and beyond, online at buyersbarricades.com.
Can't wait to watch football on Thanksgiving Day, and I can see it so well. Thanks to my friends at Parkhurst New Vision. Lens replacement surgery, and I tell you what, my eyes, my vision, it just hasn't been better. In a long, long time. I can read anything without readers, without glasses, without contacts. And it's the freedom that provides is just incredible. And it works so well for me. My wife, Maggie, has got an appointment. She's going to have the same thing done. Yeah, we're sold on Parkhurst New Vision, and you will be too if you check them out. Do it. Give them a call, 210-585-2020. You can also check them out online at sanantoniolasik.com. Call them, set up a consultation with them. Ask them all your questions. They'll answer every single one of them, and I guarantee you when you leave there, you are going to feel comfortable about what is going to happen. And when you go in there for your consultation, tell them your old buddy Joe sent you. Will you do that for me? Whatever you do, give them a call. Get it done by Christmas. You're going to be thanking me, I promise you. 210-585-2020 or online at sanantoniolasik.com.
It's Dallas Cowboys football on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Gobble, gobble. It's a Thanksgiving tradition. The Cowboys collide with the Commanders in an NFC East battle at 2:30.
Micah Parsons is on the ball.
And he's still alive.
He's still running to the goal line.
Presented by AA Best Bail Bonds, the law office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chancla, Ewald Kubota, Mother's Window Tint, Woods Comfort Systems, and 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Black Friday is now a game day. The Dolphins take on the Jets in the first ever Black Friday NFL game. Stream for free only on Prime. Friday football. Dolphins versus Jets. Coverage begins this Friday at 1:30 p.m. Eastern. Only on Prime. Restrictions apply. See Amazon.com/watch Black Friday football for details.
When my daughter gets a cold, I have a secret weapon. Dayquil Kids Berry from Vicks. Dayquil Kids is specially formulated to treat kids' most bothersome cold and cough symptoms quickly. And the best part is that Dayquil Kids Berry tastes really great. Aren't you supposed to be resting? Maybe.
Dayquil Kids Berry. The Kids Berrylicious daytime congestion, coughing, stuffy head, stuffy nose, just for kids medicine. Safe for kids 6 years plus.
Hi, this is Scott Trout of Cordell & Cordell. If you're a dad who is facing divorce, there are extra layers of stress that may include stereotypes and assumptions. No two situations are the same. Our legal experience and dedication prepare us for whatever legal challenges we face together. You need a partner you can count on. For more than 30 years, Cordell & Cordell has represented men in divorce.
Offices in San Antonio, Austin, and St. Louis. Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's attorneys. Online at CordellCordell.com.
Nothing slows my little girl down, except a stuffy nose. Mommy. That's why I use Sinex Children's Saline from Vicks. Sinex instantly clears mucus in everyday stuffy little noses with a gentle, ultra-fine mist designed for kids. Just Sinex? Breathe. Her stuffy nose is gone for now. And so is she.
Sinex Children's Saline. Sinex, breathe. Use as directed, keep out of reach of children.
It is time to play Pass the Pigskin for a chance to win $5,000 cash and tailgate prize packs. Celebrate with Southern Recipe small batch pork rinds by entering the Pork Rind Appreciation Day giveaway at porkrindappreciationday.com. That's porkrindappreciationday.com. And don't forget to pick up your favorite bold flavored protein packed Southern Recipe small batch pork rinds today at HEB.
Not all pizza places are the same. Mellow Mushroom originated hand-tossed, stone-baked classic Southern pizza. Not in the mood for pizza? Order a calzone, hoagie, sandwich, burger, or a mellow salad and see how care goes into every item on the menu. Take your pick from 24 draft beers and or handcrafted cocktails. And many of the pizzas can be made gluten-free or vegan. Mellow Mushroom is at 1604 and Stone Oak Parkway. Hang with friends, watch the game, and mellow out at Mellow Mushroom. Working from home, you realize you don't have enough outlets or USB ports. Hill Electric can fix that for you. For over 3 decades, the family-owned Hill Electric has served San Antonio homes and businesses. From adding an outlet, fixing that fuse that always blows, or that flickering light, Hill Electric has the right service at the right price, and there is never a service charge and always free estimates. Call Hill Electric at 210-404-9074. That's 404-9074. Or go to hill-electric.com.
If you're hit by a car, truck, or commercial vehicle, you need help with vehicle repairs, car rental, medical care, Davis Law Firm can help get your life back on track. For over 25 years, we have secured important verdicts and settlements for our clients, some in the millions of dollars. I'm Jeff Davis. If you were in a car or truck wreck or hit by a commercial vehicle, call the Fours right now. Call me at 444-4444. You got it. There's only one number to remember, and that's 4. Attorney consultation by appointment only. Davis Law Firm, San Antonio. Davis Law Firm is a proud official partner, personal injury attorney of the San Antonio Spurs.
They're local, they're San Antonio, and they know sports. They're R&R in the morning, KTFM Floresville, and SASportsStar.com. San Antonio's Sports Center.
San Antonio Spurs losing streak is 9. That's right. They lost again last night, 124-99 to the Clippers. But head coach Greg Popovich, everything's rosy.
I'm totally pleased with the game. Nobody likes to lose, but I thought their competitiveness and their execution were good against a very good, very talented, very well-coached team.
I think you lost by 30. Spurs take on that same Clippers team tomorrow night inside the Frost Bank Center.
Sports Center is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas Authority in Barricade Rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the 3rd time in 7 seasons. The San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He is Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. On a Tuesday, leading in, it's Thanksgiving week, short work week for most.
Tuesday that feels like a Thursday?
Well, I mean, if it's Wednesday in Jeff Traylor's world, why the hell not? It's a Thursday, because tomorrow's technically our Friday.
Yeah, but tomorrow's Wednesday. Well, so we're going to have some fun.
Are we going to do that?
Of course. It's hump day.
Not today.
Well,
yeah,
tomorrow
I thought
is.
yesterday was hump day.
I mean,
today hump day.
No, tomorrow is. Tomorrow's hump day. You guys know it. I know you're looking forward to it.
Oh, I can't wait.
Guess what day it is?
Tuesday. What?
You said that quick. Tuesday.
No, sir.
We can just do this every day in the whole week.
It's a day that ends in Y.
That's right.
What day is it?
Friday.
You're an idiot. Oh, good Lord. You all right?
Oh, my goodness.
You good?
I'm good.
All
Yes.
right. You guys good out there?
They're good, too.
Those of you watching on YouTube, subscribe to the San Antonio Sports Star YouTube channel. Ryan says he has to pregame. Jason, let him get it out of his system.
What is that? I'm not sure what that means exactly.
You got a pregame for Hump Day?
Maybe.
He could do that at home in the shower. That seems very personal.
How
to
do
me.
you know that I don't?
Well, I mean, however you pregame and get ready for the day is your business, man.
Two humps.
I mean, if that's what it takes.
Well, sometimes it does. Camel.
Sometimes it does, huh?
Sometimes. Depends on what humps you're talking about. 2 humps or 2 humps?
Well, one got a little bit higher. I don't get it.
It'll take a while.
Uh-huh. Yep.
Well, it's Tuesday.
It is a Tuesday. Did I mention subscribe to the San Antonio? We need 5 people to go subscribe.
We do?
Well, apparently we got a note earlier that we're 5 away from, I don't know. I mean, they constantly move the
milestone.
But it's constant. Well, it's here, it's there, it's whatever. You know, the other day we needed 20 by the end of the year. Now we need 5.
5
to hit our end of year goal before Thanksgiving.
I think it was.
And I didn't even know we had goals. But then again, I don't go to most meetings.
Well, that goalpost is obviously going to move now.
Well, it will.
So we got a month.
It will.
And that's good. And we appreciate the support, by the way.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you could call up 5 people that haven't subscribed and have them do that, we'd be very grateful.
Or just hit the share button and hit the like button if you're there watching.
Oh, you can share it.
Yeah, well, no bleep.
Wow.
You just now discovered that?
I did. That's awesome.
What year is this?
Hump Day? Oh, that's a great idea, Jim. This is awesome.
Yeah.
Is the light bulb going on?
Dude, I'm so excited.
Somebody rewind that and make that a GIF if the light bulb went off. Because literally, that was one of those powerful lights.
It was.
I mean, like, I came home the other day and the Christmas lights were up on the house.
Really?
Yeah.
Nice. We haven't done that yet.
So your guy hasn't showed up?
Well, I don't put Christmas lights on the house.
Of course you don't, Scrooge.
But, you know, the tree inside and the holly and the wreaths and the mistletoe and all of that kind of stuff. Well,
your wife lets you put up holly?
Holly. We put holly up.
Really?
Sure. For a rainy day.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we're back to 2 humps, huh?
Hump. Woo! I love that camel. I do, actually.
Oh, my wife said the other day, on Friday, she's like, well, what are you going to do? Because she has to work on Friday. You know,
that sucks.
Hospitals don't close.
Exactly.
And she would rather work Thanksgiving than Christmas.
Okay, gotcha.
And it's one or the other.
Yeah.
And I think it's just a way of getting out of going to my mother's. But, you know, whatever.
Maybe it is.
Well, because my mom makes green bean casserole. So
Joanna doesn't like green bean casserole either?
I'm sure she does.
Of course she does.
I mean, I have no idea. I got in trouble yesterday because, you know, I guess my brother was listening or watching or whatever, and apparently told my mom, since when do you not like green bean casserole?
See? Exactly.
Yeah, my whole life, Mom.
It's just un-American
No,
not to like green bean casserole.
It's really not un-American.
It's un-American.
It's not.
It's a Thanksgiving tradition.
Well, sure.
And, you know, I'm really hurt that Rob Thompson said it's the guy that can't cook.
Pledge, can you find that audio from this morning?
My green bean casserole is different than anybody else's, and it tastes much better.
You got green beans, you got cream of mushroom soup, and you got onions. And all of it's coming out of a can.
And apparently ketchup now.
If you want it in ketchup. I mean,
dude, I'm trying it. If it's good enough for Jeff Traylor.
You know, on a day where Army releases their uniform for the Army-Navy game. And they're honoring the 3rd Infantry Division for this year's Army-Navy game. Navy, of course, revealed their uniforms yesterday. Today, Army had their uniform revealed. And honestly, I think Army-Navy game uniform reveals are one of the better traditions of uniform reveals and the way they do it. So it's the 3rd Infantry Division, the dog-faced soldiers, which my brother was a part of during Iraq.
Wow.
Yeah, they're honoring his unit. So this makes my life easy because Jeff's going to get something for Christmas that I buy at the Army-Navy game. Well,
nice.
Yeah, sure. I mean,
perfect.
so done.
Yeah.
Easy. Not that he's difficult to shop for, but done. It's going to be there. But I'll go back to something that my dad used to, who was 25th ID in Vietnam, and would use a lot of pepper and use a lot of ketchup. You use condiments like that, according to my dad, on food that tastes bad just to make it somewhat edible. So if you're needing ketchup for your green bean casserole, it helps make it edible.
Well, no disrespect to your father. But that's not true.
Well,
I've never tried ketchup on green bean casserole. I'm taking the advice of one Jeff Traylor.
Again.
Okay. And so when I say the chicken fried steak with the it just adds to the flavor. I love chicken fried steak. I mean, it's not a matter of it being bad and I put ketchup on it. I do that to enhance
my
the
dad
flavor.
used to put so much pepper on corn, and we had corn every damn meal. He would turn the corn black with the amount of pepper that he would use. And again, habits he picked up. Now, granted, in Vietnam and you're eating MREs, you need everything you can to make it edible.
Sure.
Do you use a A1 at a place like a Ruth's Chris?
No,
because the steak doesn't need the help.
Doesn't need it.
Doesn't need the help.
Well, it's not necessarily needing the help. Sometimes you just like the taste. You like the taste. I mean, I'm not opposed to a little A1 on a saltgrass steak. And it's not because it's bad.
It needs the help.
No, it doesn't.
I mean, some need an
You just
assist.
kind of like, have you ever eaten A1? It kind of gives you that pickle thing, pucker.
A pickle pucker?
A pickle pucker. You know
That's
what I mean?
Going to be a drop.
The twang?
Yeah, the little twang that you get from a pickle pucker. Pucker.
What?
Stop trying to say things. You're about to say something I'm going to have to dump.
Have that button ready.
Here's Rob Thompson this morning on R&R in the Morning explaining the level of kitchen craftsmen to make the green bean casserole.
There's nothing special about green bean casserole, but there's a reason why the green bean casserole still exists. And it ain't, it's the
I
one
love your
thing,
reasoning. What is
it's the one thing that the new chef, the new cook in the family can make. If it's a potluck thing, you always assign the green bean casserole to the youngster. It's hard. It's green beans, cream of mushroom soup, and some onion flakes. Can't screw it up. If you did, we ain't gonna miss it anyway. So that you need that.
No, you can't mess it up, right?
Oh, you can. I'm sure it's possible. I want you to
you can mess it up. And look, there's a strategy to it.
A strategy.
Now, I don't know.
When is the oven open for 25 minutes?
I don't know what Rob's experience is with green bean casserole. First of all, I'm certainly not the youngest at my family Thanksgiving.
No, but you're the youngest when it comes to cooking skills.
I have been doing green bean casserole for a long time, right?
Well, all right. Well, when did it start?
I don't remember.
Well,
It's
when
been
you
a long time.
when you were a little kid or when you were married?
No. I mean, it's like years ago. Like, I don't know.
Well,
years.
so one of your wives assigned it to you just to give you something to do in the kitchen and leave you alone.
Volunteered for this.
I need to help with something here,
Now,
Joe. Do this.
now,
It's
see-
better putting the rolls on in.
There's some special ingredients that go into this. And so
Salt and pepper?
no, I don't use salt and pepper pledge. Thank you very much. It's okay. Hey, you guys don't ever have to eat my green bean casserole.
worry,
That's
I
fine.
won't.
And or anything else now for that matter. You want some brisket? You want some
You're gonna
brisket
take your
pledge?
ball and go home?
Yeah.
Because we've
So,
offended you with
that's
the challenge
exactly-
of green bean casserole.
That is exactly right. So,
We do a prime rib for Thanksgiving.
when I do prime ribs or briskets or anything else, nah,
you're
not going to make it to the station.
I mean,
I'd rather throw it in the garbage can
yeah,
than bring it in here.
I think we would rather you throw it in the garbage can too.
We're not talking about green bean casserole anymore.
Yeah, he's talking about taking his ball and going home with everything
Exactly
he's
right.
lying. His
See
panties
that?
are in a wad
They are
over that.
in a wad.
Is Rob Thompson's fault.
Rob's just not educated, obviously.
Wow.
I wonder who makes green bean casserole at his house.
He's not going to miss it.
He has to eat it. I bet you Kelly makes it, and I guarantee he's got to eat it.
You don't have to eat it. You can put it on your plate and move it around.
Dude, you don't move it around.
No, I've been doing it for, I don't know.
Well, why do you even put it on your plate? Why bother?
So,
I don't.
Because my mom.
What, so you don't want to hurt her feelings?
Yeah. I mean, it's you put something on there and then just kind of move it around and you fold it. And then the napkin goes over everything and then you take your plate and you scrape it. I mean, because even the dog won't eat it. So I mean, it's not like you could go under the table and give it to the dog.
No, you'd be kind of messy, wouldn't it? I mean, if you're grabbing it with your hands and you're feeding it to dogs, you got mushroom soup all over your damn hands.
Whatever it takes to make it disappear, man. I'm willing to sacrifice. That's why they have napkins.
That's fine. You guys, that's cool. I'm gonna enjoy my Thanksgiving. I'm gonna enjoy the casserole and the turkey and the brisket, and I'm gonna have a hell of a time.
Green bean casserole. If I'm gonna be completely honest, I don't hate it. I don't like it. I would much rather have the broccoli and cheese if I've got to eat something green. But there's so much other stuff to fill.
Who the hell makes broccoli and cheese for Thanksgiving?
Lots of people.
They do?
Yeah,
I've never had that at my house.
I mean, so it must not exist.
I'm saying I didn't know that. I didn't know that was a Thanksgiving thing.
Let's go back to what Jeff Traylor said, since we're basing this off of what Jeff Traylor said. He mentions broccoli and cheese
with ketchup.
God,
I think he did.
I don't think he included the ketchup there. But the point is, I'm going to fill up on other things before I get to the green bean casserole.
Look, let's face it. You're going to eat and overeat again.
Yeah.
It's the way it goes.
Yeah, well, true. But as I'm overeating, green bean casserole is not going to be in the mix.
But you're different.
What do you mean?
Because the rest of us can stuff ourselves. You can't.
Well, I can. I just get stuffed more than everybody else.
Hey, you eat like a Luann platter.
I don't know who Luann is.
Yeah, with the Luby's thing, with a little Luann platter, the half a fish and and that's you. And then I'm full.
But I'll graze throughout the day.
Right. Well, for nobody grazes. I'll go with you there. Nobody grazes on green bean casserole.
There you go.
But you have it initially.
Yes. And for those of you that don't know, years ago in 2010, I had weight loss surgery. So my stomach, I can't fill up like the and I can't overeat.
Yes.
I mean, that's
what I'm saying.
That's the biggest thing is, when I'm full because of the surgery. So
now see, Matt Bernard on our YouTube channel says, put crushed red pepper in your green bean casserole. I'm not opposed to that because I like crushed red pepper. I haven't tried that yet, but I'm going to do the Jeff Traylor ketchup thing. So I just got to make sure that I cook it correctly, and I'll let you guys know.
Okay. As much ketchup as you eat, Fred wants to know on YouTube if you get your ketchup at Costco's or Sam's.
No, neither place.
Neither?
No.
As much as you go through, why not buy it in bulk?
Because I don't want to do that. I'd rather go to H-E-B or when I run out, the little Circle K, the corner.
So you like overpriced ketchup?
Well, I don't want to.
Are you the guy that steals all the ketchup packets from Whataburger and just keep them stored at the house?
And I don't do that. Now, we have Taco Bell packets at the house. We keep those. So, other than that, no.
Arby's sauce?
No, I don't have any Arby's sauce at the house. Yeah. Got tacos this morning, though, so I'll keep some salsa that I got. Tacos were good. See, my daughter lives in Colorado, and so I'm like, you're a Yankee, so she forgot how good breakfast tacos
Did you go to Tacos and Salsa?
Yes.
Did you load up on their salsa bar?
Yes.
There you go.
Always do.
So you stole about 8 gallons of salsa?
I do, and I keep it in the refrigerator.
There you go.
I thought he was talking about Dairy Queen. It was like, she lives in Colorado. She hadn't had a good taco in a while, so we went to Dairy Queen.
Well, that's not a bad idea,
Except
buddy.
for he said breakfast. So I knew
not a bad idea.
I know Joe's habits.
So
tacos and salsa.
But I mean, she had to have a good, a good taco.
Yeah.
So I took care of that. Although that's what she wants, bacon and egg. Bacon and egg?
Bacon, egg, and cheese, baby.
Well,
Let's go.
She is a Yankee living up in Colorado.
There's nothing wrong with bacon, egg, and cheese.
No, dude.
The only thing at Tacos and Salsa is they don't do strip bacon there. They chop the bacon up. I like strip bacon.
Please. Yeah. Bacon and egg. That's about as gringo as it gets.
Well, hello.
Yeah, well, I mean, at least, you got to have some chorizo.
So in other words, there's not going to be any
asada.
Red pepper flakes in the green bean casserole because
there might be.
Well, I mean, if your daughter needs bacon, egg, and cheese tacos, then she can't handle the red pepper flakes.
Well, no, she had a little salsa on there, so it was fine.
All right.
Dude, my Thanksgiving is going to be absolutely superb. You guys eat what you want. And...
We will.
Okay.
Well, Dude, I'm doing ribs.
Well,
I'm going to have ribs and burnt ends.
That's awesome. I might have burnt ends. I'm making a brisket. You probably cheated and ordered yours from Joe's in Kansas City.
I certainly did.
See that?
Absolutely. So are you going to save some of your brisket to make burnt ends?
I might.
Do you know how to make burnt ends?
No, but I can find out. That's easy enough. You know, there's a great thing on your phone when you just type in recipes and they pop right up.
They do.
It's awesome.
Mm-hmm. Let's talk about Jeff Traylor a little bit more in that coaching search. Some things that he said yesterday here on the Blitz and how he responded today when questioned about things that he said yesterday here on the Blitz. We'll do that next here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. You know, injuries happen, and when they do, you can skip the ER and get straight to an Ortho Now Injury Clinic by TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine. Ortho Now provides walk-in care for injuries like broken bones, dislocations, sprains, strains, conveniently located in the Corey area with extended hours Monday through Saturday. They have on-site x-ray casting and bracing. Ortho Now has everything you need to treat your injury, but best of all, no urgent care or emergency room copay. So if you're injured, get to an Ortho Now Injury Clinic. Learn more online at TSAOG.com.
It's Dallas Cowboys football on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Gobble, gobble. It's a Thanksgiving tradition. The Cowboys collide with the Commanders in an NFC East battle at 2:30.
Micah Parsons is on the ball.
And he's still alive.
He's still running to the goal line.
Presented by AA Best Bail Bonds, the law office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chancla, Ewald Kubota, Mother's Window Tint, Woods Comfort Systems, and 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
El Guacamole Mexican Grill is serving up your favorite Mexican dish. Visit them today at 250-20 Blanco or call 210-499-5364 to place your order. Hot, fresh, made-to-order Mexican dishes. El Guacamole Mexican Grill.
Twin Peaks is honoring the pursuit of brews and barrel-aged bourbon every Friday at the Bourbon and Brews Party. Get to Twin Peaks from 5 to 7 p.m. every Friday to experience a lingerie costume party paired with exceptional bourbons, tastings, and giveaways. Cheers from Twin Peaks.
Nigel, why is there a giant turkey standing on my desk?
That's Harold.
Well, then whisper these words, Nigel. Deep fried. From all of us at Quarter Moon Plumbing, Heat, and AC, we hope your Thanksgiving is filled with food, family, and fellowship. We couldn't ask for a better community to be a part of. So thank you, and happy Thanksgiving from all of us here at Quarter Moon Plumbing, Heat, and AC. Quarter Moon Plumbing, Heat, and AC, 651-5899.
License number M16004, DACLA 000743458.
Football season means grilling season, and Five Oaks Ace Hardware on Thousand Oaks is your one-stop for all your tailgating and home gating needs. With one of the best grilling sections, Five Oaks Ace Hardware has a huge selection of Traeger, Weber, Big Green Egg, and Blackstone, plus all your grill accessory needs with over 300 spices and rubs, over 20 brands of charcoal, wood chips, pellets, and everything you need for tailgating or home gating. Five Oaks Ace Hardware on Thousand Oaks near Jones Maltzberger.
Over the past decade, the Roof Hub has proven to be the best place to watch games with those 3 massive 170-inch screens and TVs all around. Football, basketball, all the UFC fights. And when you show up at the Roof Hub, show up hungry. The food is fantastic. Open daily at 11. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and the best place to watch a game. Celebrating 10 years in business, the Roof Hub is next to the Angry Elephant there at 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
Don't miss Provember at Lowe's. Save $80 on a DeWalt combo kit and save $20 on a 5-gallon pail of HGTV Home by Sherwin-Williams all-purpose power primer. Plus, MVP's members earn 3 times the bonus points on DeWalt and HGTV Home by Sherwin-Williams products. Lowe's knows savings. Lowe's knows pros. While supplies last, selection varies by location. Bonus points calculated before tax and fees after applicable discounts, if any. Valid through 11/22, subject to change.
What's holding you back from learning the language you've always wanted to know?
Too hard.
Takes too long.
Not with Babbel. Babbel's lessons take just 15 minutes a day.
15 minutes isn't long.
Nope. And they're fun. So you don't realize you're learning a language, but you are. In 3 weeks, you're able to start having conversations. And Babbel's lessons are built around real life.
And with Babbel, it isn't hard.
It's perfect.
Now try Babbel free. Just go to Babbel.com. That's BABBEL.com.
Black Friday and Cyber Monday deals are happening right now at Diamonds Direct.
The last and largest store-wide sale of the year is in full swing with an extra 20% off virtually everything. That's in addition to Diamonds Direct's already unbeatable price. Check out our expanded selection. Rings, earrings, bands, bracelets. Get the year's best price and ask about special financing too. Engagement rings, designer jewelry, diamond classics, all on sale. Get all the details and special holiday hours now at diamondsdirect.com. Diamonds Direct, your love, our passion.
The Jim Rome Show.
Hey, Jim Rome here, and back in the military city of San Antonio.
Weekdays at noon on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He is Joe Ryan Engel. I'm Jason Minnick. You know, the idea of Jeff Traylor going to Texas A&M.
Yeah.
Is still so damn impressive when you think about the idea that a coach, any coach, could go from UTSA to Texas A&M. That a coach at UTSA would even be considered for Texas A&M, realizing so many of us were around when they announced a program in Larry Coker, and a year where they didn't even play football. And that wasn't that long ago. To think that this program has come to that level where A&M would even interview our coach.
Well, I mean, think about it. It is a baby program still. It's in its infancy. And a guy like Jeff Traylor comes in here, and he's on the verge of winning his third consecutive conference championship. I mean, that's impressive.
As we were getting ready for this segment on Twitter, On3 Sports has a quote from UConn head coach Jim Mora. They're 2-9.
Okay.
Lack of NIL support. Quote, if you're not going to help us get the players to beat them, then you're not entitled to bitch. And I think about Jeff Traylor in so many interviews bringing up NIL, donating to the different funds because that's what it takes. Yet he is winning at UTSA without that kind of major support, right?
I don't understand what Jim Moore is saying here. So he's telling the boosters, the fans,
don't bitch that we're 2-9 if you haven't written a check, because you need to help us get the players that are playing on the teams that are beating us.
Boy, that's ballsy.
It is, but that's the NIL world. I mean, Jeff Traylor has done so much with less. Imagine what he would do at Texas A&M. Now, he continues to sidestep the questions about A&M. He's never actually confirmed that he did in fact interview.
Right, but he did.
And all the different aspects that go with it. Yesterday on the Blitz, a world-class sidestep from Jeff Traylor when asked about the Texas A&M job.
You know, here's the deal. When you've been somewhere for 4 years, you become pretty good friends with a lot of the local media. And everybody's been good to me in this city. And I totally understand why y'all have to answer that question. And I think y'all know me well enough to know that I appreciate what y'all do. And I try my very best to always give y'all as much as I can give y'all. But it literally gives me, there's no reason, there's nothing I can ever say to make anybody believe what the truth is. So it's just better to not answer the question. You have agents that handle all that kind of stuff. You start getting into specifics about who said what and who talked and all that kind of stuff. You go down a rabbit hole you never can stop. And so I always answer the same way. This is all about my kids and only my kids. And so that's like, well, he's just avoiding the question. Yes, but no, because it is about my kids. So let's just do a little backtracking. My first year here, COVID was a distraction, no doubt. We didn't lose one game in November. My next year here, Texas Tech was a huge distraction. We lost one game in November. The very next year, Colorado, Arizona State, Purdue all come open. We don't lose a game in November. This year, A&M comes open. We still haven't lost a game in November. Someone intentionally leaks a story the night before our game. I don't know, be a conspiracy theorist. Why would that happen? I have no idea. But my players, probably distracted, went out and broke the school record for the most yards in the history of our school against a very good opponent on national TV. So my objective is to take care of my players and only my players. My wife and I love it here. We want to stay here. We've got things to do here. We are still way behind in a lot of areas, but my president and my AD and our boosters are working like heck to get caught up. And the good news is when people are out there discussing hiring you, for some reason, your own place seems to get moving a little bit faster. So this is a win-win for everyone as long as my players keep winning and they get the best Jeff Traylor. That's why I was in at work this morning at 3:30. And I know that's a long, long answer to a very, very short question, but there's the answer.
You know what's funny about that is that in all of that, he said, look, if I'm courted by somebody else, people start working.
Yep.
And they start getting us what we need. So Jeff Traylor's in a win-win situation here. He's either going to get the job at Texas A&M. He'll have all the facilities that he could ever imagine, or somebody's going to come through and pony up to keep him here. And then all of a sudden you got an indoor practice facility.
And again, he used the term win-win, and sure, they love it here. I believe that.
Absolutely.
But if A&M offers,
you have to go.
And we should be excited for him, not angry.
Absolutely.
And we would be. He was asked today after practice because, he was asked that question yesterday morning, and
a little surly,
little surly, little salty, little short, very long-winded with us on the Blitz. JJ Perez from Inside Runner Sports asked Jeff Traylor to clarify about the win-win comment he made yesterday on the Blitz.
Well, it comes up every year. So my kids are used to it. And we talk about it. It means they've been winning a lot of ball games. So it doesn't affect their play. Their first year, they went undefeated in the middle of COVID in that month. There was a lot of distractions. The next year, there was another rumor. We went 3-1 during that month. The next year, there were rumors. We went 4-0 during that month. This year, there are rumors. Those kids went 3-0 again. And whenever you are being discussed for jobs, that means you're winning a lot of ball games, which means the place you're at wants to keep you. So they're going to do what it takes. And the only thing we've ever asked for here are the things that it takes for us to be successful for our kids. My president, my AD, and our boosters are all in total agreement with all that. It just helps move the needle because it causes excitement. People give more. They go buy tickets. They buy more suites. They help. They just do more. And that's why I said it's a win-win. And in the end, what's best in all of this is for our players. And our players totally trust every word that I say. So therefore, it works.
And we don't know what he's telling his players. Maybe he's telling he's upfront with them. That's what it sounds like. In the locker room, yes, I interviewed for the Texas A&M job. And there's not one player in that locker room that's going to blame him if he left here.
Nope.
Because I guarantee you, if one of those players got an offer from Texas A&M that would pay them more money, they'd
now obviously in a better mood today after practice than he was yesterday morning at practice. And then, of course, with what he said and how he said it and all the different things we were talking about on the Blitz. So they asked him that, well, what changed after practice and when you were on with the boys?
I just walked off the practice field yesterday. We didn't practice real great. We were really still beat up from the game. That was maybe the longest game in the history of football that went until Sunday morning, it seemed like. And I wasn't in just the best of moods. So, I got to come in and watch the video. It wasn't quite as bad. Had a feeling, since y'all didn't let it die, that probably meant Joe and Jason weren't going to let it die. So I actually thought through the answer a little better. And what do you know? They asked the question. So I did a better job of answering it, which maybe I didn't do a very good job of answering because now we're talking about it again on Tuesday. And it's not going to probably die until the next rumor starts up about something. And we'll be talking about that. And unfortunately, we're not talking about Frank Harris, Rashad Williams, and the Roadrunners, and a great Tulane football team. What a wonderful job Willie Fritz has done, because that is what is most important and prevalent about all this.
It's going to be a big game. There's no doubt about it. The reason the question was asked today is because everybody heard it on the Blitz yesterday, And, you just want to get some clarification because he didn't answer anybody's question. He was very surly yesterday morning. And I told him, you told him, both of us yesterday, we appreciated him being a little more open with us.
In reality, though, he has yet to actually answer the question, did you interview for the job? Although
he interviewed for it.
I mean, yes. Now you talk about the next rumors that are starting, and I've seen a couple of people tweeting about different things, including Don Harris over at Channel 4 tweeted today, if A&M passes on Jeff Traylor, Don tweets, I'm told by respected college football source that Baylor and Arkansas will be waiting in line.
Well, there's a whole list of them.
Yeah.
I mean, Jeff Traylor, look, if you think this is the end of it, Roadrunner fan, it's just the beginning of it. There will be others.
Every year.
If he doesn't take the Texas A&M job, then Arkansas may be calling. Michigan State, I've heard, would like to kick the tires on Jeff Traylor. It's coming. It will come, and Jeff Traylor will leave. It's going to happen. I don't want it to happen, but it's going to.
And again, when you're not a Power 5, UTSA is not the top of the ladder. Now, I've often said, I think that Jeff Traylor would leave UTSA for Texas A&M or Texas. But also there could be another job that we don't know about, or sometimes you just get money whipped and you're gone. I do believe Jeff Traylor when he told us yesterday, and if you want to hear the entire interview, hit the audio vault brought to you by AA Best Bail Bonds at sasportstar.com. He's an old soul, he said. He doesn't like to move around. He likes to be in one place where he's comfortable. So, but if the Arizona job comes open because that guy gets the A&M job, don't you think Jeff Traylor might be on their short list?
I'm sure he will be.
He's
going to be on everybody's short list.
Yes.
He's going to be.
And at some point, there's going to be a Power 5 job opportunity that he can't pass up.
And again, nobody should blame him for that. He's done a great job here. UTSA is on the football map because of Jeff Traylor. He's just continued what Larry Coker began. Yep. And he's elevated it to a level that I don't think any of us saw coming.
And
no money, by the way.
If a flirtation with A&M gets somebody to write a check for an indoor, whether he's here or not, it is a win-win for the players, which ultimately is what he is trying to get done.
Absolutely.
And the next guy is going to benefit from what Jeff Traylor has done here at UTSA. And our pick of the next guy is going to be a lot greater than it was before because this is now a very attractive job in college football. It is the Blitz here on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. Who's the best team in the NFL? We'll go over that, take our guesses, throw spaghetti against the wall. Coming up here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. When you need an electrician, Hill Electric is available to you 24/7 for residential and commercial needs. I've used Hill Electric for a variety of projects at my house, added extra outlets in the garage, had them put up a spotlight over in one of the grills outside, dimmer lights in the living room. Family-owned Hill Electric has served San Antonio homes and businesses. So whether you need additional outlets or USB ports, you got a fuse that's always blowing, a flickering light, Hill Electric has the right service at the right price. Never a service charge, always free estimates. Call Hill Electric, 210-404-9074, 404-9074, or online, hill-electric.com.
It's R&R in the morning.
Wednesday on R&R in the morning. I sit with James Pleasure as we take you into a long holiday weekend. The Spurs get back into action. Can they get off the schneid? Is 9 straight enough? Or will he that cannot be named get one more win against Pop? Oh, by the way, the Cowboys get the Commanders on Thursday. We'll get you ready for everything you need for a fine turkey day. Party starts at 6.
It's your wake-up call. R&R in the morning, 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
I was crossing the street when I met the love of my life. I chased after her. Nothing would stand in my way. Not the dog walker, nor the hot dog vendor. Finally reaching her, I asked, "What do you call that amazing smell?"
It's Gain Flings.
Gain Flings. My love had a name, but more importantly, it had a scent.
Fall in love with Gain Flings. Seriously good scent. Gain Flings with 50% more freshness ingredients versus leading bargain detergent.
This Thanksgiving at Total Wine & More, find bourbons and Cabernets that you adore. Our helpful guides are so friendly and nice. So many bottles to try at the lowest price. So gather with friends as you sit down to eat. Grateful for all who made Thanksgiving complete.
With the lowest prices for over 30 years, you'll always find what you love and love what you find. Only at Total Wine & More.
Drink responsibly, B21.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, you're in the red zone for every college rivalry and divisional matchup all season long. On game day, you never have to decide which teams to watch, only what combination of bites, burgers, wings, and more to order. Plus, where else are your favorite draft beers always poured at a frozen 29 degrees? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Get wings the way you want them. Try Twin Peaks wings, bone-in breaded, naked, smoked and grilled, or boneless in your favorite sauce or rub.
Now's the time to head out to your nearest Ewald Kubota dealer and get a great deal on a brand new Kubota M-Series tractor during the Ewald Kubota Inventory Reduction Sale. Get a feature-loaded M5, 6, or 7 with powerful engine options. And with Kubota, you get comfort, quality, and value. So get a great deal on the Kubota M-Series during the Ewald Kubota End-of-Year Inventory Reduction Sale. From the Gulf of Mexico to the hill country of Texas for over 75 years, Ewald Kubota is your Kubota dealer.
If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747 or online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149.
Black Friday is now a game day. The Dolphins take on the Jets in the first ever Black Friday NFL game. Stream for free only on Prime. Black Friday football. Dolphins versus Jets. Coverage begins this Friday at 1:30 p.m. Eastern. Only on Prime. Restrictions apply. See Amazon.com/watch Black Friday football for details.
Did you know gas goes bad in as little as 30 days? Bad gas can cause rough starts, poor performance, or no starts at all. Stable, America's #1 fuel stabilizer, ensures quick and easy starts after storage. Stable's proprietary formula keeps fuel fresh for 2 years, outperforming competitors. Whether it's your car, truck, boat, lawnmower, leaf blower, weed trimmer, ATV, motorcycle, or anything else with an engine, when you store, start with Stable.
It's the Southern Recipe Small Batch Pork Rind Appreciation Day celebration. Enter to win $5,000 cash, tailgating prizes, plus Southern Recipe Small Batch Pork Rinds when you pass the pigskin. Enter at porkrindappreciationday.com. That's porkrindappreciationday.com. And make sure to pick up the protein-packed, bold flavors of Southern Recipe Small Batch Pork Rinds today at HEB.
There's never any FOMO with the iHeartRadio app. You won't ever have to miss out on your favorite shows and contests with Radio 24/7, 365. We're here when you want us. Stay connected and listen anywhere when you download the free iHeartRadio app.
It's almost that time. Home for the holidays. Get your mortgage or rent paid for an entire year. Increase your chance of winning by also getting your friends entered socially. Make this holiday season the best ever. Just visit SASportsStar.com and get signed up. One national winner could win up to $18,000 and pay their rent or mortgage in 2024. Official rules and sign up at SASportsStar.com.
There's a place off Ocean Avenue where
It is the Blitz here on 94.1, a San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinigle. I'm Jason Minnick.
That's a little head bobbing music there. Nice, huh?
It looks like you're on the dance floor at Picks on a Saturday night.
I know, right? I can cut a rug, Minix.
My man has one move, which is 3 more than me.
Exactly. I was gonna say,
dude, I've got great dance moves,
dude. Please,
dude. Honestly, man, find a wall, 1 foot up, lean back, drink beer, watch. Yeah. People watching's great.
Well, that's what I prefer, but my wife likes to dance, so I got to get up and dance with her.
Yeah.
which, you do. You do what you got to do.
You're newlywed.
Well, I guess. When does that end?
When
That whole newlywed
when
status.
you say, I don't want to dance, I just want to sit here and drink.
So that's when the honeymoon's over?
I think at that point, when, you're out there with other girls or, it doesn't matter, man. You go do you, and I'm not dancing.
Well, and they do sometimes.
Or you've had so much to drink, it doesn't matter, and you're on the dance floor anyway.
I don't really give a damn what people think. So
well, we know that.
I really don't care.
Yeah.
So, especially, anywhere.
Yeah. On a dance floor?
Yes.
Yeah. So, Thursday games.
Yeah.
Keep in mind, with Thursday games, there are 3 Thursday games. Your fantasy lineups need to be set. And, of course, your picks at sasportstar.com for a Awesome Tickets Pro Football Pick'em Challenge.
Yeah.
You can get that weekly gift card, $50 over at 5 Oaks Ace Hardware. Go a long way this holiday season, and they got everything you need.
I'm not eligible, but I wouldn't have won it this week anyway. That was terrible.
Me neither.
Oh, my goodness.
But what's interesting, and again, you look across the board, and I know Pledge just went on a pretty good run that came to a crashing halt.
Yeah.
This season, it just feels like picking games, I don't want to say it's that much more difficult because it's never easy, but you don't see people with these ridiculous records, right? On it. I mean, normally guys that are pretty good at that are always pretty good at it.
Yeah.
You might go with 1 loss, 2 losses 1 week and only get 3 right the next, right?
That's very true.
I mean, because the season has been that way, whether you're picking straight up or even against the spread.
It's been a weird season for that. It really has. Unpredictable.
And trying to get some upsets. And again, I mean, Philadelphia wins again last night. Their 1 loss on the year is the Zach Wilson and the Jets. The MILF guy is now the 3rd-string quarterback. Carolina's only win of the year was against C.J. Stroud and the Texans, which, seeing what they're doing, doesn't make a whole lot of sense. You Cowboys losing to Arizona doesn't make a lot of sense. Everybody has a head-scratching loss.
They do.
Right?
Yep.
Or they've just been blown out. Cowboys by San Francisco, who just destroyed Jacksonville.
And that was crazy.
And Jacksonville's a far better team, aren't they? Miami, they can't win on the road. It's weird when so I guess it's no surprise when you look at all the different websites and the power rankings that everybody's across the board. There is no dominant team this year in the NFL. Sure, I could say I think it's going to be, as we sit right now, San Francisco and Baltimore in the Super Bowl. Because in my mind, those are the 2 best teams from the AFC and the NFC. But I wouldn't be surprised if it were the Chiefs or the Eagles, hell, the Cowboys, or, I wouldn't be surprised if Buffalo makes a run.
Well, and they've got an opportunity. They've got a tough schedule coming up, too. They got to play Philly. They got to play Dallas. So they've got a tough schedule. I don't know. I think when you look at the AFC, I think you got to look San Francisco and Philly. And I think San Francisco's the best team in the NFC. Even though they've got 3 losses, when they are healthy with the weapons that they have, they're the best team to me in the NFC. So having said that, obviously Philadelphia's got the best record. In the AFC, I'm still not going to count out Patrick Mahomes, and I'll tell you why. I mean, he's not going to get any help anytime soon, but the guy has his team on the verge of beating the Eagles last night. If not for a few boneheaded drops, they win that football game last night. Patrick Mahomes lifts everybody else. He does, and I think that's when the Chiefs and their management think that, Mahomes can do it. We don't have to go out and spend money on a high-priced wide receiver or this or that. And everybody thinks, well, he's got Kelsey. You need more than Kelsey. You have to have more than Kelsey. Somebody else has got to step up. And last night they did not.
Cowboys tried to do wide receiver by committee and quickly said this is a mistake. And they made the trade for Amari Cooper. And we talked about it at the trade deadline. It was surprising that Kansas City didn't make a move for a legit wide receiver. Bringing back Hardman from the Jets wasn't really the answer.
That's not enough, no.
And yet even though they had all those drops last night, including what would have been or likely to be a game-winning touchdown, barring Philadelphia marching right down the field and scoring. Patrick Mahomes threw an interception in the end zone on a pass well behind his receiver. Travis Kelce had a red zone fumble. And then you had all those drops. The one in the end zone, hell, the one on fourth down. I mean, yet Philadelphia won another ugly game where you can look at a couple, 3 or 4 plays and say, if the other team makes those plays, they win. And Philadelphia has done that against good teams. They've done that against bad teams. They only have 1 loss on the year. But can they sustain that through the postseason? Can Jalen come up with the big play at the right moment, week in and week out in January?
Well, he's been doing it so far this year. And last night, I thought he was baffled. I thought he was a little bit out of place. The Kansas City defense, which is really good, by the way, I think had him stumped at times. But he always seems to come up with that play when he needs it, and he gets it done. And again, nobody can stop the quarterback sneak or whatever the hell we're calling it these days. No, they're not calling it that.
Brotherly shove.
No, we're not calling it that either. It's a quarterback sneak.
Well, no, it's different.
It's a quarterback sneak.
Because you're getting pushed from behind, you have to add a little bit more to it.
Quarterback sneak.
Okay. Joe, you can be the one guy that just calls it.
That's the tush push. Well, I mean, come on.
It used to be the Bush push. When Reggie Bush passed Matt Leinart.
Are we still talking football?
Against Notre Dame.
Oh, wow.
Squirrel.
Yeah, no kidding. I'm like, wow. That came out of nowhere.
Well, it really didn't.
Heated up quickly.
Uh-huh. But I mean, when you look at it though, I mean, trying to figure out, the Philadelphia, San Francisco, Kansas City, probably the 3 best teams. I still like Baltimore, although cooling on them with no Andrews. I want to see what they do. Detroit. Where do I factor in Detroit? And quite honestly, where do I factor in my Cowboys?
Well, I think to me they're behind San Francisco, Philly, and Detroit right now. I think that's where you put them. And if the playoffs begin right now, they'd be the 5th seed in the NFC playoffs, which may not be a bad thing because then they get to go to New Orleans and beat up on the Saints.
Well, I mean, it's nuts and it's way too early for me to try to dive into a bunch of scenarios and playoffs and stuff. But, Cowboy only, as compiled by our friends at bloggingtheboys.com. On the power rankings, CBS Sports has the Dallas Cowboys at number 3.
What is Jerry paying CBS Sports?
I mean, USA Today has the Cowboys at number 5. ESPN at number 6. NFL.com at 7. Yahoo at 7. Athletic at 7. Sports Illustrated at 6. So the worst they're ranked in any of the major outlets is at 7. The highest is 3rd. And I think you take all the teams in there and you can make a case and an argument for every one of them to rearrange the letters on the Scrabble board. But I mean, it's weird to see that wide ranging. Like if you look at the college football polls, that you might see a little difference between the playoff rankings, which will get announced tonight, the AP poll and the coaches poll. But if, say Texas is 7-1 and 8 in the other, nobody loses their mind. If they were 7-1 and 12 in another, people would wonder what the hell.
No, you're exactly right. So I don't know, what criteria these people use, but
same criteria we do. You watch the games and you rank the teams.
Yeah, but there's a lot of journey left. I mean, there really is. And we've already said for the Cowboys, they've got a very difficult December ahead of them. The Eagles are going through that gauntlet right now. So there's a lot of journey left, and it will all play itself out. It's going to be a lot of fun, and that's what's the beauty of the NFL.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1, San Antonio Sports Star. Spurs have a lot of journey left, thank goodness, because they lost their 9th in a row last night. We'll talk about it next here on the Blitz.
First, though, I want to talk about Stevens Roofing. Been talking about Stevens Roofing for a long time now, and I'm proud to do so. They're a family-owned company, local company, and they deal with all the same stuff you and I deal with. And I'm talking about the weather, whether it's a very hot, dry summer or a winter or fall that's been very wet. So what does the winter have to say? Well, we don't know. That's why you want to make sure you're ready for it and make sure your roof is up to par. You can do that with Stevens Roofing, your local roofer. They're online at stevensroofing.net, or you can give them a call at 210-785-0994. Whatever you need, if you have a commercial project you need a roof for, they can handle that. You want a metal roof on your house, Stevens Roofing can do that too. By the way, they're licensed by the city of San Antonio. Estimates are always free. Stevens Roofing is your local roofer. 210-785-0994, online at stevensroofing.net. And don't forget they're saying, buy local, stay local, trust local with Stevens Roofing. 210-785-0994.
Texas A&M football is on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star. Saturday morning at 10, it's the Aggies and LSU.
Going for Moose, he's got him! That is a touchdown! Aggies!
Aggies, Tigers, Saturday morning at 10. Presented by Ewald Kubota, Just Pots, ABC Home and Commercial Services, Airtron Heating and Air Conditioning, The Angry Elephant, and 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Have you or a family member been arrested? The law office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chancla, can help regardless of the legal battle you are facing, personal injury or criminal defense. Attorney Jesse Hernandez and his team are ready to fight for you. Calls are answered 24 hours a day and 7 days a week. Call 210-807-8656 or visit jessehernandezlaw.com. That's 210-807-8656 or jessehernandezlaw.com. The law office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chancla.
Stop paying all those crazy fees on ticket apps. Need tickets? Stay local and call Awesome Tickets. Big games, big concerts, big events. Awesome Tickets is your personal ticket broker. Any city, any event. Awesome Tickets has your tickets for all the sports, concerts, and events from San Antonio to Las Vegas. Avoid the ticket app fees. Since 1994, Awesome Tickets is local and veteran-owned. Call 210-226-5136 or online at awesometix.com. That's awesometix.com.
Dell's Black Friday event is their biggest sale of the year. Shop limited time deals on laptops like the stylish, innovative XPS 13, engineered to do it all on the Intel Evo platform. Plus, save big on ultra-sharp monitors and top brand accessories. Shop now at Dell.com/deals to take advantage of financing options and get free shipping on everything. Again, that's Dell.com/deals for huge savings today.
Central heating system barely making it through the winter? Hi, Bobby Jenkins with ABC. Regular maintenance, like a tune-up, does improve the efficiency of your heating system, but eventually you'll need a new one. ABC works with the best equipment name in the business, Lennox. Are there two better brands than ABC and Lennox for a new heating system? Dave Lennox and I don't think so. ABC Home and Commercial Services, specialists for your environment. TACLA 86888E.
ABC Home and Commercial Services.
The Golf Club of Texas has some of the best course conditions with the friendliest staff. The golf is great. They have a lighted driving range and practice area. While it feels like a country club, it's not a private club. It's open to the public, so bring the family into the 10 Cup Bar. It's the nicest sit-down restaurant in that area of SA, specializing in Texas food, wine, and spirits. For golf or dinner, go to Golf Club of Texas off Highway 90, online at golfclubtexas.com. The Golf Club of Texas, the friendliest golf course in Texas.
Not all pizza places are the same. Mellow Mushroom originated hand-tossed, stone-baked classic Southern pizza. Not in the mood for pizza? Order a calzone, hoagie, sandwich, burger, or a mellow salad and see how care goes into every item on the menu. Take your pick from 24 draft beers and or handcrafted cocktails. And many of the pizzas can be made gluten-free or vegan. Mellow Mushroom is at 1604 in Stone Oak Parkway. Hang with friends, watch the game, and mellow out at Mellow Mushroom.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same, but is 95% cheaper? And you can get it online? Go to hims.com/joy. Through HIMS, you'll get a free medical consultation, discreet shipping if prescribed, and the process is 100% online. To start your free online visit, go to hims.com/joy. That's HIMS.com/JOY.
Do you find yourself stuck in a timeshare? Get the real facts about the timeshare industry and your options for cancellation. Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, has put together a free information guide that reveals the secrets the timeshare industry doesn't want you to know, including the 5 ways to get rid of your timeshare. Call now and get this timeshare cancellation guide absolutely free.
Call 800-330-2929. That's 800-330-2929. 800-330-2929.
This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, your home for Monday Night Football. KTFM Floresville. San Antonio's Sports Center.
Spurs have now lost 9 in a row, including last night's 124-99 loss to the Clippers. Greg Popovich, though, not worried.
I'm totally pleased with the game. Nobody likes to lose, but I thought their competitiveness and their execution were good against a very good, very talented, very well-coached team.
Well, they'll get to take on that same well-coached team tomorrow night inside the Frost Bank Center as they go back-to-back.
Sports Center is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas Authority in Barricade Rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the 3rd time in 7 seasons. The San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minutes.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe, I'm Jason. Tuesday afternoon, Thanksgiving week.
I don't think there's anybody in this station but you, me, and Pledge.
Well, there's somebody else here.
I guess there's a few, yeah.
Well,
it is like a ghost town in here, though.
I mean, there's somebody here.
But we have other radio stations, right?
I mean, there's 7 stations in the building.
All right.
But there's 2 facilities, and one you can't walk into right now.
Oh, my God.
And it wasn't one of us 3.
I didn't know I could still move that fast. Opened the door and turned around. My goodness.
That is the worst. And there's nothing you could do about it.
Right. I mean,
and we've all done it at some point, but generally at home.
How about a courtesy flush?
Well,
I mean,
I don't think that when you walked in, there was.
Yeah, I saw feet underneath.
Yeah. I mean, there was still a there was still a process, right?
It was still going.
So I mean, do you courtesy flush in the middle or do you wait till the end?
I
mean, at some point though, you got to quit playing solitaire and get out of there.
Right. It's yeah.
I mean, because if your eyes are watering, imagine the guy that walks in. Because he heard the door open.
Well, of course.
And nobody came in. So he knew. He knew
that it was nasty as hell. Oh, man. I'm just glad we have another one because sometimes you go to a place and that's it. That's the only one. If you got to go.
You know, I got to admit, especially on a day like today, you know, it's kind of holiday schedule here at the radio station. You know, nobody's in the building. If somebody's in there with Kawhi in town taking that, and there wasn't another option, ladies' room, nobody's walking in there.
Well, that's a good point.
I mean, you know, because one, we saw Joe run.
Minix asked me, so wait, what happened? You walked that way, and then I saw you coming back the other way.
Yeah, but he wasn't going the other way like a normal walk. I mean, there was. I mean, and he wasn't doing the penguin walk either. I don't know what you describe it. You know, when
walking with a purpose.
Yes, there was very much a purpose.
Well, you know, look, when you got to pee.
Yeah,
you'll go down there. Your body's kind of like, okay,
yeah,
we're
like
almost
here. It
senses
senses porcelain, and things start happening.
And then all of a sudden, you turn around, your bladder's going, wait a minute, what's happening? And so you got to walk all the way down the hall.
Yeah,
and you know. Hope you make it.
I mean, there's like a mental timing mechanism.
That's it.
You know, it's amazing how you get there, you get in position, and things start happening.
Bam.
Yeah. Well, in this case, you know, apparently the off switch was like, uh-oh.
Right. So luckily for me, there was never the process of even starting.
Yeah.
So that's a good thing.
But mentally,
I just did a U-turn and took off down the hall.
What do they call it in the Navy? Full reverse?
Man.
Sure.
Yeah, something like that. It's kind of like when you're driving, though, and you got to pee, and you're waiting to get home. It's something about it. Your body knows that you're getting close to home because that's when you get the shaky leg. You know what I mean? It's like.
I got to admit, when I was driving back from my hunting trip on Sunday, I didn't have to go until I got into my neighborhood.
That's what I'm saying.
But then it was, you've got to go.
Yes.
So I go in. I'm using the guest bathroom in the front of the house because I don't know that I could have made it to the back of the house for the mat before I brought anything in.
That's the whole
I don't even
point.
know if I turned off the car.
It's the whole point.
It was like, whoa.
Your body knows when you're getting close to home.
Yes.
It does. It knows.
Yes, but I mean, I had to sit. So, I mean, it was,
Yeah.
But there was no, like build up. It was, hey, hello.
Well,
we're home.
That's what I'm saying. I mean,
I don't know if I would have made another 10 minutes down the road.
You get that shaky leg going and woo, got to go. Get out of my way.
Mm-hmm.
Or it's going to be messy.
Mm-hmm. So, Wemby is off to a fantastic start to his NBA career.
I mean, are you being sarcastic?
Yes.
Yes. Thank you.
Well, no, I mean, his numbers are good. The team has lost 9 in a row.
It's all everybody else's fault.
Sotheby's auction has just sold Wemby's jersey from his NBA debut game for $762,000.
That's incredible.
Now, first off, how? I mean, how did they end up with his first jersey?
I don't know,
but I'm sure they got it. I wonder if he wore multiple jerseys that game.
Well, I would hope not.
Well, no, they do that because, one will go to the Hall of Fame. He gets to keep one. I mean, there's things like that happen.
So at halftime he's changing, or is he going in between quarters?
Now, the jersey was originally thought, and I like how it's written, expected to fetch between $80,000 and $120,000. And it sold for $762,000.
Because some idiot has more money than he knows what to do with and just, writes a check for $762,000. I mean, seriously, do you think that he's going to get a return on that money?
It depends on what Wemby turns into.
That's exactly right. That's a hell of a gamble.
Well,
he may turn out to be the greatest of all time. Who knows?
I mean, sure.
But I'm skeptical about things like that. I think he's a very talented dude and all of those kinds of things, but he's still got a big lesson ahead of him.
Well, he does, and he's 19. He has done things on basketball courts that make you go, wow, what did I just see? And then he also does things on a basketball court that say, you've got to be kidding me. And even his French national coach, in an article that has been repurposed on Ken's 5 from overseas, the headline, French national team head coach, a little disappointed with Wemby's start to the season. A little. According to Vincent Collet, is that how you say it?
I think it's Collet.
Since it's French, it's not Collet.
It's Collet.
Yeah.
Yes.
He said, what disappoints me a little is his shooting percentage. For me, that's not enough for a player like him, said Collet via Basketball News. There are various factors at play, including how he's assisted by his teammates. They should be providing him with more opportunities for easier baskets, which could boost his shooting percentage.
Or maybe he should stop taking 3-pointers so much.
Well, quote, there is really room for improvement for him. I believe it will balance out. Decision-making is crucial, as taking better shots increases the likelihood of making them. Well, duh, but I mean, I think that goes in line with shooting all the threes.
He's been shooting a lot. He hadn't been good from the 3-point strike.
But I don't know why Pop isn't running more pick and roll for him.
I don't know why Pop's not doing a lot of things.
Well, it's observation phase.
Well,
Project Wemby.
So who are we watching? Wemby?
All of them. But Wemby. We're trying to figure out what Wemby could do as an NBA player. I mean,
but look, as great as he is or has the potential to be, he still needs some direction. He still needs some coaching. All right. You can't just throw him out on the floor and expect him to be, the end all be all. He needs some coaching.
He does.
Well, then coach him.
Well, you don't think they aren't coaching him?
Spank him on his hiney when he does things wrong. Let's go.
I don't know that Pop is tall enough.
Well, he is. He's perfect. I mean, it's the perfect size.
Stop.
It's right there. I memean, seriously, I hate the way that this team in particular, because it's the one that I see most often, we're coddling players now. Coach them. Yell at them when they do things wrong, even if it's Wemby. Hell, he got in Tim Duncan's face, for goodness sake.
And he has yelled at Wemby. Wemby has talked about it. I just, at what, like Pop saying he was, fine with last night, he's going to sleep fine. You've lost 9 in a row.
Yeah.
How
are you fine with that?
At what point is Wemby frustrated with losing? Because he's all about winning. Just ask him. He wants championships. You look at all of these players. Now, granted, Keldon in the group, they lost 16 in a row last year, so 9-0. They've lost 16, right? I mean, but at what point do you go out and you start trying to win some damn games?
I'm sure they're trying to win games.
Are they? Did you watch? No.
They
can't be that bad.
Well, no, because they were better last year.
When they were trying to lose.
Yes.
When they didn't have.
They played, it seemed like they played much harder, with much more determination last year than they do this year. And it's like, well, Wemby's here, so we can all just float around and everything will be okay.
Well, it's observation phase.
I don't understand.
We're just watching.
And you know what?
And they're all standing around watching too much.
Spurs fans are rightfully so frustrated.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard from several. They're frustrated, and you should be frustrated. There's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with criticizing any player on that roster, including Victor Wembanyama.
Let's talk Cowboys with Charean Williams from Pro Football Talk. She joins us next here on the Blitz 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. It is that time of year where you got extra people in your house. If you got family coming over, Joe certainly knows this with his daughter and the grandkids in town. On Thursday, you're going to have a bunch of people at your house, or you're going to be at somebody else's house, and that toilet's going to be working overtime. And if the toilet can't handle the extra work and you need to call somebody, keep this number handy, 210-651-5899. That's the phone number for Quarter Moon Plumbing, Heating, and AC, 210-651-5899. At Quarter Moon, they are experts at worst-case scenarios, and if you've got a toilet that won't flush or a sink that's clogged up on Thanksgiving, that's worst case scenario for you. They're full service, big job, small job, residential or commercial. Their service trucks are fully stocked and they have all the equipment needed for any job. No commission, sales reps, they'll provide estimates and second opinions. And yeah, they'll be available to you on Thanksgiving. 210-651-5899, 651-5899, or online at quartermoonplumbing.com.
Texas A&M football is on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Saturday morning at 10, it's the Aggies and LSU.
Going for Moose, he's got him! That is a touchdown! Aggies!
Aggies, Tigers, Saturday morning at 10. Presented by Ewald Kubota, Just Pots, ABC Home and Commercial Services, Airtron Heating and Air Conditioning, The Angry Elephant, and 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Urgent Camp Lejeune settlement message. On September 6th, the government announced it will soon begin providing fast, guaranteed settlements to Camp Lejeune Marines, families, and civilians. Awards will range between $100,000 and $550,000, with an option for higher amounts. If you or a loved one spent time at Camp Lejeune and suffered cancers of the bladder, liver, or kidneys, leukemia, non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, Parkinson's, or kidney issues, you may qualify for compensation and could be paid within 60 days after accepting your settlement, with your VA benefits fully protected. You may be entitled entitled to a significant financial award for your Camp Lejeune claim, but you must act now. Call the James Harris Law Camp Lejeune helpline now to get the compensation you deserve. We're already fighting for thousands harmed by the water at Camp Lejeune. Call now or you may forever lose your right to be awarded a settlement between $100,000 and $550,000. For your free evaluation, call 800-562-6363. That's 800-562-6363. 800-562-6363.
I feel like I'm constantly cleaning hair off my bathroom floor. At least my Swiffer sweeper makes it easy. Sweeper heavy-duty dry cloths have ultra-thick pads to trap and lock hairs, like a hair magnet. And when I'm finished cleaning up my hair, Sweeper takes care of his too. Now the hair's gone, all thanks to Swiffer. Try Swiffer Sweeper heavy-duty dry cloths. I promise you'll love them or your money back. And also try Swiffer Sweeper Wet to make quick work of tough, sticky messes.
Darius, look who just figured out how to find my Medicare plan options. Just typed in my zip code and boom.
This is not just a search tool.
Look at you go, Mom.
This is Walgreens making it easy to find a Medicare plan with low-cost copays. During open enrollment, use Walgreens Find RX coverage to help you find the right Medicare plan for you. This is being independent. Together. Walgreens.
When you or someone you know is going through the process of being accused of a crime, you need a team to help you protect your innocence. Who better to fight for you than former prosecutors, now defense lawyers, that know the justice system? The LaHood Norton Law Group will defend your freedom. When you choose us, you choose honest, aggressive, trusting, expert, and fearless representation. If you need help, you need the LaHood Norton Law Group on your side.
No one does happy hour like Twin Peaks, with everything from tequila cocktails to extensive bourbon categories that you will not believe. Their top shelf spirits and cocktails served over those icy balls cannot be matched. Twin Peaks has you covered. And don't forget about the 29-degree man-sized drafts.
Happy holidays from your neighbors at El Guacamole Mexican Grill. Place your breakfast or lunch order today. Visit them at 250-20 Blanco or call 210-499-5364. Hot, fresh, made-to-order Mexican dishes. El Guacamole Mexican Grill.
Wednesday on R&R in the morning. I'm sitting alone. James Pledger will be across the table. Rudy on vacation, but there's lots to do. We're getting ready for a Cowboy game on Thursday. Are they ready for the Commanders? The Spurs get one more whack at the rock. Let's see if they can pound themselves a win over that lowly Clipper team. And we're talking injuries. Lots to do. Now back to the Blitz. Jason, Joe, get ready for a fine Thanksgiving. I hope that Tri-County turkey's ready for you, Jason and Joe.
Appreciate you, Rob. It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. Charean Williams from Pro Football Talk joining us now on the Buyers Barricades guest line. Charean, how's your Tuesday?
It's good. How are you guys doing today?
Fantastic.
Great.
We get ready for Thanksgiving. We've been talking with, anybody we've talked to over the last couple of days. What is your go-to on Thanksgiving, and what's the one thing you hope stays away from your plate?
Oh, well, since I do the cooking, there's nothing that I cook that I don't want. So, yeah, everything will be on my plate. But we have the full complement of whatever you want, from turkey to dressing to sweet potato casserole, green bean casserole, mac and cheese, mashed potatoes, rolls, you name it. My friends will probably bring broccoli over. I may stay away from that. It's kind of, I'm a health nut, but not on Thanksgiving.
All right, well, wait a minute. So you go with the green bean casserole, but pass on the broccoli?
Yeah, well, it's fattening, and it's you have it once or twice a year. That's it. So enjoy it. Like, leave the healthy for the other. Aside from Christmas and Thanksgiving, you got 363 other days to eat healthy.
Wait. So you got you got a friend that just brings broccoli. I was thinking like broccoli and cheese casserole. They just bring regular broccoli?
Just broccoli.
Oh.
Let's eat healthy.
Right. Yeah. I don't want to say don't invite that friend, but
I may eat like one little crown, but that's probably going to be it on. And I like broccoli, but not on Thanksgiving.
Well, I'm glad, Charean, that you are a green bean casserole person because
love it.
Well, yeah, me too. And we've been having this argument all day. Some of these guys in here just don't know what good food is.
That's it. Well, Maybe. I hate agreeing with you because you're the Dairy Queen taco guy. So that kind of might not be a good thing.
Well, I mean, one, I'm not a fan of most things that are green. Two, there's so many other good things I don't want to fill up on
I get that.
green bean casserole.
I can appreciate that.
And then Rob Thompson from our morning show says that, the green bean casserole, and Joe makes it for his family. And Joe didn't know that Rob had said this, but said on the air that whoever gets assigned the green bean casserole, that's for the amateur or the new cook in the family because it's easy and you really can't mess it up.
Yeah, well, there is some validity to that. I can buy that.
Well, I put a lot of love into mine, Charean. So that's the secret ingredient.
And he also puts ketchup on it.
Wait a minute.
Oh, yeah.
Wait a minute. Now, we got that from Jeff Traylor yesterday when he was on our show, and he said he puts ketchup on his green bean casserole if the onions are crispy enough.
Okay, I understand that now. That actually makes some sense. Actually makes some sense.
But then again, he and Jeff Traylor also put ketchup on a chicken fried steak with gravy.
Yes.
Yeah, it's not good.
So as you heard that, are you still excited about Jeff Traylor potentially being the next head coach at Texas A&M?
Exactly. Yeah, we'll see what they do. It's going to be exciting to see who they end up with. I'm just ready for it to be done, whoever it is, and get them in there and get started on recruiting and keeping the guys you have in place and all those things. So let's move on and get it done. Hopefully it's done by end of next week anyway.
Yeah, I think that's the time frame that everybody's looking at after the LSU game to get this thing done. Are you hearing any other names, Charean, that you could share with us?
Well, I think it's the same names that everyone else has. I think the Arizona coach, the Washington coach, Jeff Traylor, same names, Mike Elko, same names we're hearing. I would like to think that if Elijah Robinson can go pull the upset, and I don't think they do. I think they lose to LSU, and I think they lose pretty handily. But if he's able to get those guys up enough and they go pull that upset at LSU and in that road losing streak, then I think you have to seriously consider him. But I think that's what it would take for Elijah Robinson to be a serious candidate in this thing. But I do hope they keep him as defensive coordinator, if nothing else.
Charean Williams from Pro Football Talk and a distinguished alum of Texas A&M joining us here on the Blitz. Cowboys with a relatively easy win and a game more of a struggle than it probably should have been, but they pull away for the blowout win in the fourth quarter. But I think the biggest news was made before the game when Jerry Jones at the Carolina Stadium announced Jimmy Johnson will go into the Cowboys Ring of Honor. Were you surprised at, not that he's finally going to do it, because eventually he was going to do it while they're both still alive, but the timing of it, doing it at Carolina and announcing for the December 30th game?
Yeah, I think so. And I'm sure it had something to do with Jimmy's availability and all of that. I'm sure that played into it. But the timing was a little crazy with when he decided to do it at Carolina rather than announcing, obviously, at Cowboy, at a Cowboys home game. So yeah, that was kind of weird that it kind of came out of the blue, so to speak, on Sunday, but happy that it's happened. It was long overdue and loved the press conference between those two guys. They said a lot of lies during the press conference, but hopefully this means they have made up and they can be friends going forward, because when you're 80s, you don't need to make up with those people, especially, the two were linked, so strongly for so long and played such a big part in the Cowboys' 3 Super Bowls in the 1990s. So I would like them to get along and do this again, and I hope it can happen, and maybe this heals a lot of wounds that the two have had between them for a really long time. So love seeing the press conference and them together and saying what they said, even if there were some lies said in there. But glad to see that he's finally going to go in, and that leaves only one Hall of Famer who spent most of his career with the Cowboys not in the Ring of Honor, and that would be Jerry Jones.
Oh, wow. Interesting. Well, Jerry's going to get in. We know that's going to happen. I want to ask you, though, because it was so weird, Charean. Do you think that Jerry just finally succumbed to the pressure of putting Jimmy in? Because the Cowboys haven't done 2 in 1 year ever, I don't think, not to my knowledge.
I think yes. And if you know, like, they're always announced ahead of time. Like, this is like a last minute deal. And I think it was Troy Aikman and Michael Irvin visiting with Jerry, and some of those, maybe there were some other former players, but I know those two in particular met with Jerry and really put the pressure on Jerry to get this done. And I think that's what it was. I think he listened to his former players, and you know, he came across as petty for a really long time, not putting Jimmy in the Ring of Honor before now. And I really think that they kind of changed his mind on it, that it needs to happen, and it needs to happen now. It doesn't need to happen another year from now. I mean, Jimmy is 80 years old. You don't know what's going to happen over the next year. Maybe he's not around in the next year. Like, you always want guys to know they go into that's what I'm always sad about. Ken Stabler's a perfect example. Bob Hayes never got to know that they went into the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Really happy that Gil Brandt got to know that before he died. So you want them to celebrate and be celebrated when it happens, not past, you know, when they're dead and you're, hey, they're honored. They were great. They were great before that, you know, and you'd like to think that, you know, these guys who live into their 80s and 90s get honored while they're still alive, as opposed to waiting until after they're dead to honor them. So, you know, I'm really happy that Jimmy can come and get this honor. And I think it means, I know, because I presented Jimmy Johnson for the Hall of Fame. So I know what the Pro Football Hall of Fame meant to him. And I've talked to him about the Ring of Honor, what it means to him. And I know it means an awful lot to him. And I know he was very hurt that he wasn't in the Ring of Honor. And I know that he's very happy now that he is going into the Ring of Honor.
Charean Williams from Pro Football Talk joining us here on the Blitz. Can you go into more detail on that? I mean, because part of me wondered, once he got into the Hall of Fame, did he need the Ring of Honor? And I say that, like, you know, I know Drew Pearson extremely well. He was in the Ring of Honor, but he wanted the validation of being in the Pro Football Hall of Fame because that was the highest honor. For Jimmy to already be in the Hall of Fame, and when he made that, and we know when Jerry told him, it was at the Hall of Fame ceremony, so he had several months knowing that he was a Pro Football Hall of Famer. I mean, I'm curious, the way you said that, the validation of going into the Cowboys Ring of Honor, why does that mean so much to Jimmy Johnson after going into the Hall of Fame?
Well, I just think that he thought he had deserved it. You know, 2 Super Bowls as the head coach and another Super Bowl, frankly, as the GM who built that team. You know, he did something unprecedented. He put together a team that won 3 of, and I've seen his contract. It was written in his contract that he was the GM of the team. He made all personnel decisions. So whatever Jerry wants to say is not true. I've seen the contract. And that was part of my pregame speech of, you know, he was the GM of this team. Here's what the contract said. And so, you know, he was the architect of those teams. And I just think he wanted to be honored by Jerry acknowledging that, because the divorce was so ugly and it lasted for such a long time. And it really, despite the public face of them when they get together, a few times they get together, they put on a great public face that they were still friends and yada. It was not that way. They didn't like each other. And I hope the field now it's melted and they are good friends again, because I think they deserve to be good friends again for what they did for all those years together. And there's no reason to be angry anymore. It was a long time ago, that 1994 divorce. A long, long time ago, before 94. And that was a long time ago that happened. So, you know, it's time for them to be friends again. And I just think he feels like Jerry now has validated him and honored him. And I think that's something that he wanted and something that he needed. Yes, the Pro Football Hall of Fame is the highest honor. And I think, you know, it probably wouldn't be as meaningful if he wasn't in the Pro Football Hall of Fame right now. But the fact that he is, I think, you know, was a signal that he thought he should be also in the Cowboys Ring of Honor, and he should have been. He was like everybody else. Why isn't why aren't I in the Cowboys Ring of Honor? And I don't think Jerry ever gave him a clear answer of that. So at some point, he thought it, just like all of us did, that it was Jerry being petty and keeping him out for reasons that had nothing to do with anything else. And so I just think that it means a lot to him. I just know it means a lot to him that finally he's going to go in, and I think he's going to be very happy on the 30th when that happens.
All right, Charean, Thanksgiving, Cowboys tradition, Washington. Should be a happy Thanksgiving for Cowboy fans, right?
Yeah, oh yeah. It may be close for a while, but Cowboys should win this one pretty easy, like they've won their other home games this season. And then things start to get maybe a little bit harder. We'll see what Geno Smith's availability is this week and beyond this week, and how that elbow and tricep right there are healing for him after he took that hard hit on it on Sunday. But that'll be a big thing for the Seahawks the next week, whether they have a healthy Geno Smith or not. But things get a little tougher on that schedule. Something I didn't know until recently, it's really interesting, is and you think about it, it's true. The NFL tries to figure out who are going to be the worst teams in the NFL, and they try to figure out who's going to be the best teams in the NFL. And so they backload the best teams' schedules are backloaded. So in other words, most of their really hard games against hard opponents are later in the year. And the teams that weren't good last year and they don't expect to be good this year, they front load their schedule. So in other words, they get all their easy games early in the season. So you have Carolina playing Houston, for instance. The goal is to have a lot of what we're having now, 5-5 teams and a bunch of teams grouped in there like the AFC, like we're seeing with a bunch of 3-loss teams. And maybe the NFC is a little more spread out this year. But you have bad teams playing bad teams early and good teams playing good teams. Or I didn't explain that very well. But in other words, the goal is at the halfway point to have a ton of teams still in the playoff chase. So the easy teams are beating each other and still in the playoff chase. The bad teams are beating each other. And then the good teams are losing to each other and splitting some of those games. So you get to the midway point, end of November, and you still have a ton of teams in the playoff race. So I didn't explain that very well, but I think you understand it, where we have a lot of teams still compete. So the goal is to have really everyone at 5-5. They know they're not going to get that, but you still have so many teams still in the – you look at the Steelers just fired their offensive coordinator. Yeah. They're still in the playoff race. Browns lose their starting quarterback. Still in the playoff race. So we're having a lot of that this year where teams are still in this thing that you would think some of these teams would have fallen off. The Texans, who would have thought the Texans would be where they are right now? So we've seen a lot of it, especially this year, I think, because of the quarterbacks that we've lost. A lot of teams still in the race at this point.
And it's interesting.
I know it's a terrible explanation, but I think you understand.
We're all following along with the
Yes.
flow chart, trying to.
Yes.
And you're right. But I mean, things that don't seem to always make sense. The Texans today get flexed out of a 3:00 TV window to the noon window to attract more eyeballs. That doesn't seem to make sense. But the NFL wants more people to see C.J. Stroud, and they know if the option is C.J. Stroud and the Texans or 49ers Eagles, ain't nobody watching C.J. Stroud.
Nobody.
Yeah, and that would be it's very another thing that's very confusing. I'll try to explain this one better. So that 3:00, 3:25 window, they want everyone watching the 49ers and the Eagles. That's a premier game, obviously. So the other two games that are in that time slot, which now it's the Bucs Panthers with flex of that spot, they're only going to go to home markets. So there will be 4 markets in the country that don't get the 49ers Eagles. Everybody else in the country gets 49ers Eagles. They want massive rating for that game. So the Texas Broncos game was only going to go to the Broncos, to Denver and Houston markets. So nobody was going to see that game. And that's my gripe about the Texans. They're my favorite team to watch because they're exciting. I mean, they're the most exciting team in football, I think, because of the way C.J. Stroud is playing. And yet no one's seen them nationally because their games aren't on. So they're going to play probably every single game in that 1:00 time slot. But this week, or the week they play the Broncos, that will be their premier game. The number one crew is going to be there at that game, the number one CBS crew. So Romo will be at that game. And most of everybody except the other teams playing in that time slot who gets their teams in the local market are going to get that Texans-Broncos game. So more people will get to see C.J. Stroud. Very few have seen him nationally so far this year, and I'm excited for people to finally see him. I mean, he's an amazing player. I think he's already in the top 5 in quarterbacks. I mean, you have to sit down and really think about who's in the top 5, but I think he's there. I mean, I don't know many quarterbacks right now playing better than he is in the NFL. So exciting to watch him and those receivers. I mean, they're underrated. Tank Dell and Noah Brown and what all those guys are doing. So they're a really fun team to watch.
Charean Williams, follow her on Twitter at NFL Charean. Read her at Pro Football Talk. Charean, have a happy Thanksgiving. Appreciate the time this afternoon.
Thank you, guys. Happy Thanksgiving.
Appreciate it. Charean Williams on the Buyers Barricades guest line. Buyers Barricades. They provide traffic control, rental, and sales for San Antonio and beyond online at buyersbarricades.com. Glad you all right over there?
He's all excited because Charean said CJ's top 5.
Twice in one show for that
I know
kid.
it. Wow.
Good luck.
Yeah. Still not winning MVP.
No. Although, did you get that CJ Stroud audio I just sent you?
You sent me CJ audio?
That's our producer, ladies and gentlemen. We may or may not have some CJ Stroud audio next on The Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. First, though, let me tell you about NAW, Northwest Automotive Warehouse. They have accessories and upgrades for your car, truck, Jeep, or SUV this holiday season. Now through the end of November, you can get an undercover Ultra Flex truck bed cover for just $11.50 installed. That is better than internet pricing, double the 5-year warranty, and you skip the week-long wait for delivery. And I mentioned it's $11.50 installed. Plus, over there at NAW, they have tons of scratch and dent options like weather guard toolboxes, pack rats, and 50 to 60% off RDS diesel transfer tanks for everyone on your list. And when I say scratch and dent, they're all new, and oftentimes little to no scratches or dents, but they get the scratch and dent special there. WeatherTech and Husky floor mats, seat covers for messy passengers or long trips with the family. Yeah, NAW, 3 generations, truly family-owned, family environment, little to no sales pressure at all. Go see Frank and Ashley at the crew there at NAW. They're in that big red building at 3027 Culebra, or check the website, nawtruck.com. That's nawtruck.com.
Wemby, man, the hype is insane. I love the guy. I love his game. I love him playing for that coach. I love him in that community. And I think it's a great thing.
It's the Jim Rome Show, where Wemby and Rome rule. Weekdays at noon.
Hey, Jim Rome here.
Have a take, San Antonio. And certainly do not suck.
Man, I'm nervous. I wouldn't want that gig.
It's the Jim Rome Show, weekdays at noon on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Hey, Brent, love the color. If you had to choose, would you watch paint dry or compare benefits plans?
Compare benefits plans, obviously.
But you know how complicated benefits are, right?
Well, I run payroll with Gusto. Gusto makes it easy to find benefits like medical, dental, and vision for my whole team.
Whoa. Oh, sorry. I'm going to need new glasses.
Don't worry. You're covered.
Choose benefits without the mess. Visit gusto.com/radio to sign up for free.
Black Friday is now a game day. The Dolphins take on the Jets in the first ever Black Friday NFL game. Stream for free only on Prime. Black Friday football. Jets. Coverage begins this Friday at 1:30 p.m. Eastern. Only on Prime. Restrictions apply. See Amazon.com/watch Black Friday football for details.
You know, the best thing you can do for your family and for the biggest investment you have, which is your house, is to make sure that that roof is safe and secure. Heading into wintertime, no telling what Mother Nature has in store for us. So Why don't you make plans after the holidays to give Stevens Roofing a call? Get somebody out there to check to make sure your roof is safe and secure. It's easy to contact Stevens Roofing. They're online at stevensroofing.net, or you can give them a call at 785-0994. Commercial projects, residential, metal, composition, they can do it all. Best news of all, they are licensed by the city of San Antonio. Estimates are always free. Be sure that roof is safe, be sure it's secure, and do it with Stevens Roofing, your local roofer. 210-785-0994, online at stevensroofing.net. And don't forget they're saying, buy local, stay local, trust local with Stevens Roofing. 210-785-0994.
With Black Friday appliance savings all month long at the Home Depot, we're making the holidays merrier by making holiday hosting easier with our lowest prices of the year on Whirlpool kitchen appliances. Get everything you need to store all your holiday favorites,
dinner's ready,
and the leftovers. With top brand kitchen appliances at a great value. Save up to $2,300 on select kitchen packages, including top brands like Whirlpool with Black Friday savings at the Home Depot. How doers get more done.
Shop Macy's Black Friday specials for amazing deals on gifts they'll love now while supplies last. Like 25% off Nike for him, her, and kids. 75% off fine jewelry. And 10 to 50% off select appliances from Black & Decker, Cuisinart, Instant Pot, and more. Plus, get it faster with store pickup. Now at Macy's. Savings off sale and clearance prices. Exclusions apply. Please note that stores are closed Thanksgiving Day.
Jim Gaffigan here with some more Straight Talk. Now you can get a Walmart Plus membership, plus not pay for it, because it's included with Straight Talk wireless plans. You get free delivery with Walmart Plus a Paramount Plus subscription included. Plus, you pay less for gas. That's a lot of pluses.
Only Straight Talk gives you unlimited 5G data and Walmart Plus included on select plans for free.
Straight Talk Wireless, available at Walmart.
Requires service on Gold or Platinum Unlimited. One offer per eligible account. Paramount Plus Essential Plan only. Separate registration required. Additional terms apply.
My dad has a cold, but also has high blood pressure. That's why I got him Vicks DayQuil High Blood Pressure for max strength daytime relief. Unlike some ordinary cold medicines, it's specially formulated for people like my dad. DayQuil High Blood Pressure is sugar-free, alcohol-free, and decongestant-free.
Vicks DayQuil High Blood Pressure. The daytime, non-drowsy, coughing, aching, fever, sore throat, cold, and flu for people with high blood pressure.
Like my dad.
Medicine. Use as directed.
El Guacamole Mexican Grill is serving up your favorite Mexican dish. Visit them today at 25020 Blanco or call 210-499-5364 to place your order. Hot, fresh, made-to-order Mexican dishes. El Guacamole Mexican Grill.
It's the Awesome Tickets Pro Football Pick'em Challenge on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Your shot at $50,000 nationally, while weekly winners locally get a $50 gift card to 5 Oaks Ace Hardware on Thousand Oaks. At the end of the season, locally, the best overall record wins the San Antonio Grand Prize of $1,000 worth of tickets to any event from Awesome Tickets. Sign up today at sasportstar.com.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Ryan Eggle. I'm Jason Minix. Tuesday afternoon, Thanksgiving week. Houston Texans getting a lot of love, and they should.
Absolutely. One of the biggest games they've had in, a long time. Coming up this Sunday against the Jacksonville Jaguars.
You look at it, and by the way, tomorrow's Wednesday. I'm sure you guys all know that. But John McClain's going to join us tomorrow at 3:35 because, Thursday we're not working. And this game is too big. We want to talk with John McClain. And what's cool about this is CJ Stroud will talk at 2:45 tomorrow. So we will get John almost immediately following the CJ Stroud press conference.
That's perfect. You think he'll say he's great?
He might.
Yeah.
I mean, he might. You think about CJ Stroud, and he really is the best story of this NFL season. Unexpected story.
Okay, I go with that.
Last year it was Brock Purdy, right? Every year there is somebody that is doing something that nobody saw coming. And I enjoy, for the most part, listening to CJ Stroud talk. I mean, well spoken, well thought out on the podium. But he was mic'd up in the game last weekend, and CJ Stroud mic'd up. Pretty damn entertaining.
Bro, literally, I didn't grip the ball at all. I literally couldn't grip the ball. It's you. You're wet. No, it's you, bro. I'm wet? Yes. What's your jersey, I think? Can I get a towel? Come here. What again? Yeah. Y'all have another jersey for Dieter? It's dripping wet. Can you get it for him?
Now that's gross, right? His center's so sweaty he can't grip the ball.
The ball was wet.
Oh, the center was sweaty.
And the video is they got CJ Stroud toweling him off.
And he's calling for a new jersey for his center because he's sweaty. What is that? Tim Spence, center for the Houston Texans?
Well, I mean, his name is Michael Dieter, but yeah, I mean, I didn't know I could ever see anybody that sweats more than Tim Spence, but the Texan center and Tim Spence have something in common.
Sweaty.
Ready, swampy. Uh-huh.
That's pretty I don't think I've heard that one before.
Well, there's been other centers that have sweat too much. A Pledge is trying to say Travis Frederick. Although, I thought he did a flushable.
Was it wet ones? Or
How are
was
we
it
talking about?
else?
Flushable what?
Well, like wipes.
Yeah.
I don't know that he was doing something because he sweats too much.
What the hell are you talking about?
One of the
flushable wipes.
Well, I mean, there was a time when Travis Frederick was doing commercials and the sauce people called up all mad. You know, don't flush wipes, man. They're bad. But we had a butt wipe endorsement, and we had Travis on the show, and he was talking about it.
So wait a minute. Butt wipes are bad for the toilet?
Yeah, they clog.
Really?
Yeah. So you stop using them.
No.
You use butt wipes?
I do.
Well, don't flush them.
Well, what the hell else am I going to do with them?
You're supposed to put them in a trash can by your.
Well, sorry, Sauls, that ain't happening.
Does he not remember the story of the person that was cheating that got caught because they were flushing?
I don't remember that story.
The prophylactics down and on top of the wet wipes.
I'm not using a prophylactic. I'm using.
But that's how he was caught.
You don't practice safe sex, Ryan? What the hell's wrong with you?
I don't have to. Okay. I mean, come on. Those days are long gone, buddy.
You got 5 kids.
Well,
you sure?
Exactly. Well.
The shooting blanks?
Well, no, but if that happened, it'd be another Christmas story.
A miracle.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Ain't happening.
I got snipped.
I
got snipped, but yeah.
That really disappoints me.
Pledge, go look in my top desk drawer. I think there's like a gazillion-year-old Fiesta medal from Saul's about don't they had a funny saying. It was all but the Saul's people called up. They were not mad at us, but they were kind of mad. Like, don't promote that. That's bad for the pipes.
Well, hey, we're promoting it. Guess what? I love them. You get them at Sam's or Costco.
You're a butt wipe guy?
Yes. Don't you like to be clean?
Well, yeah, that's what toilet paper is for.
No, that doesn't get it done. And you know it. And every man out there that when you
should get a bidet.
You take your drawers off and you see that big skid mark, you know what I'm talking about.
If you wipe well enough, you don't have that problem.
No, you do have that problem.
It was that wipes clog pipes.
Yeah, wipes clog pipes.
Well, they're better now. That was a long time ago.
Or they made them flushable?
They made them flushable. It says on the packet they're flushable.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, they didn't get that from the Sauce people.
Well, they got it from somebody, and that's all I need.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm addicted to them now.
You should get a bidet.
Well, I would love one, actually. I don't know why bidets are not a thing in the United States.
I was given a bidet. This is from 2017. I should clean up my desk more often.
Well, you see that? I mean, there you go. Things have changed quite a bit since then. Now, that's not wipes. Those are toilet paper.
It says wipes clog pipes. They would prefer you to use toilet paper because it breaks down in the water.
It does. So wipes don't break down in the water?
No, they clog pipes.
Well, my pipes have been just fine.
Are you sure?
Yeah. As far as I got to warm up the pipes.
You should look into a bidet. I was given a bidet on my 50th birthday.
You've got a bidet?
It was given to me from Renee from Yingling. He gave it to me. He said, it'll change your life, man.
What?
It'll change your life.
Hey, Renee. Where the hell do you get a bidet from?
You buy them anywhere you want.
You have to install in the toilet?
Yeah.
You got to put it in. So you had to call a plumber.
Let's talk with Dr. Josh Bell for our injury update. Brought to you by TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine, online at TSAOG.com. He's probably wondering what the hell is he jumping into conversation-wise.
Yeah, this is the plumber talk.
Yes.
Well, it's about the flushable wipes and bidets is kind of where it went.
That's not my area of expertise.
Well, okay. And it really kind of started because CJ Stroud's mad at the center because the center sweats too much and he couldn't grip he couldn't grip the football.
Doc, it's just another rabbit hole, okay? That we go down a lot of them every day.
It is. I got it. For sure.
Man, we've seen a lot of gruesome injuries, but the Florida State quarterback, Jordan Travis, watching what happened to his leg, that was pretty bad. I mean, when you see an injury like that, obviously, lots of surgeries are probably coming and lots of rehab, or is it quite the opposite? A good, clean break like that is actually better.
Yeah, it's really hard to know. I mean, I think obviously if it goes down and the force and the injury goes through one area and it's not involving a nerve or an artery or something like that, I think that you can get a better repair. If it's like one clean break, didn't hurt an artery or nerve, I think that would be best case scenario. The problem is that, football players are bigger and faster than they were 20 years ago, 30 years ago. And so, oftentimes it's more than one thing. And that's really where the compilation of all those things come together, because it's not just the initial injury. Some of the shock that can happen from swelling, post-injury, et cetera, can also cause damage that takes a long time to recover from. So you just hope that, obviously he's going to have a great medical team to do everything they can for him. And you hope that the injuries are minimized or things that are repairable. And, that kid's a great kid and just, hope he can get back. But it's definitely going to be a long road back.
All right, Doc, I couldn't wait to get you on the show because we were all watching the other night. Joe Burrow throws a pass and just winces in pain because of his wrist. And nobody hit him. Nobody did anything. What in the world would cause something like that on a play like that?
It's really hard to know. And I know there's a little bit of controversy that maybe he was wearing a splint before the game. Did you see? I don't know if you guys talked about that.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So certainly there could have been an injury that was kind of set him up for something. The wrist, the way the wrist works, if you got an x-ray of your wrist, there are 8 bones in there. It's not just a simple hinge. There are a bunch of, almost think about like ball bearings in there that are moving around and they're different relationships. So obviously, you can hurt that in a fall. You can hurt it with some 300-pound defensive tackle hitting you. Lots of ways you can hurt it. So you could injure the ligament where it's holding on by a thread, and those ligaments that hold those, if you want to call them ball bearings, those little bones, those wrist bones, we call them carpal bones together. Once those relationships are not working, the wrist can kind of lock in a position that doesn't move the right way. It won't flow. So I think that's what happened. My opinion is he must have had something pre-existing or something there, because you wouldn't expect that kind of thing to cause it, because what's he done that thousands of times, in the last couple of months even. So I think there had to be something there, and then it snapped the final little straw that was holding that thing, and that's when that wrist really went into where he couldn't use it.
Most important question, Doc. Green bean casserole, yay or nay on Thanksgiving?
We have the green bean casserole. Yes, we're a yay.
Yay. Do you enjoy it? Is it on your plate? You scoop it up so you don't offend your wife?
I put a little on there to on there, but I kind of push it around like I've eaten.
Yep, that's the right answer.
Oh,
that's what I do.
Goodness. Well, I'm glad you're a medical expert, Doc. That's good.
Medical opinion, don't do it.
Yeah.
That's right.
Good stuff. Happy Thanksgiving, Dr. Bell.
Yes,
Appreciate
sir.
the time.
Hey, thank you guys. Take care.
Dr. Josh Bell with the injury update. Brought to you by the Sports Institute at TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine online at TSAOG.com. R&R tomorrow morning will feature one Rob Thompson and one James Pledger.
But Rob will be all alone.
He'll be in a room by himself with James Pledger, is what he said. That's tomorrow morning at 6. The Blitz tomorrow at 2 o'clock. If you are shopping for a new vehicle, you need to go see my friends at Ancira Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and Ram Truck, part of the Ancira I-10 Auto Complex. No better place to buy a vehicle from Ancira, and it's because of their great customer service before, during, and most importantly, after the sale. That great customer service is why Ancira has been a top family-run dealership in San Antonio for decades. And you know Price made Ancira number one. Price keeps Ancira number one. So think Ancira. Ancira Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and Ram Truck, part of the Ancira I-10 Auto Complex on I-10 West between Wurzbach and Huebner. No extra innings with Pledge tonight. He gets the night off because we got NBA basketball next on 94.1.
It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Follow Jason at Jason Menace and Joe